Hello everyone, welcome to What If Quirkless Deku Awaken Powers of Natsu Dragneel movie. Before we start, please go support Mhan1NT3ND0 fan for writing that awesome fanfic. During the Sludge Villain incident, Izuku Midoriya ran in to save Katsuki Bakugo. However, the Sludge Villain was able to knock him into a building that he set on fire using Katsuki's quirk. However, this awakened a spirit that resides within Izuku. The spirit of Natsu Dragneel, foster son of Igneel, and the Fire Dragon Slayer. Now, with the powers of a Fire Dragon Slayer, Izuku will be able to become a hero for sure. But when Izuku enters UA, he learns that he's not the only Dragon Slayer out there. Join Izuku Midoriya as he meets new friends, new enemies, falls in love with a couple girls, and brings back the Fairy Tail Guild. I'm all fired up. Almight, I'm sorry kid, but you can't be a hero without a quirk. Those words have been lingering with Izuku Midoriya ever since they were said an hour ago. This day has been the worst. First, he was made fun of for trying to enter UA. Second, he got his notebook burned and thrown away by his bully, Katsuki Bakugo. Third, that same bully suicide baited him. Fourth, he got attacked by a sludge villain. Fifth, he got saved by All Might but tried to ask him if he could be a hero, only to see him in such a weakened state. And now, he had his dreams crushed by his number one idol, Izuku. Even All Might said it. A hero has to have a quirk. Don't cry, damn it. You knew deep down. You were just in denial. That's why you were trying so desperately to prove yourself wrong. Then he heard an explosion nearby. He was originally planning on going home. So why did he come here? Izuku, that's strange. Is the fight from earlier still going on? Why am I here? Did I subconsciously walk this way to check it out? He walked over to the big crowd in front of the fight. Izuku, I shouldn't even stop. All my notes are useless. Then he saw it. The sludge villain that nearly killed him from before. Izuku, that's the guy who attacked me. That can't be right. All Might captured him. But the bottle, if he dropped it, that means it's my fault. He then overheard the civilians talking about why the heroes weren't doing anything to help and that the sludge villain captured someone. Izuku, he caught someone? I wonder how long they've been in there. How can they survive being suffocated like that? I thought I'd die after only a few seconds of struggling. Then he heard some civilians talking about how All Might was the one chasing the villain, and are wondering why he hasn't shown up. However, he was there. No one noticed, however, because he was in his weakened form, clutching a pole. Izuku, I'm the one to blame. He wasted his energy on me. All Might, I'm worthless. Izuku, he can't power up yet. And none of the other heroes have the quirks to stop this monster. All Might, so pathetic. Izuku, it's my fault. I'm sorry. So sorry. All Might, a disgrace. Izuku, help will show up and save the day, I'm sure. All Might, I'm not a real hero. Izuku, a real hero will come soon. Then, he saw who was captured. Katsuki Bakugo. With a look of fear on his face. He looked like he was calling out for help and someone had to do something about it. So dropping his notebook, Izuku started running to him. Shocking everyone. Death arms, and oh, you idiot. Stop. You're gonna get yourself killed. Sludge villain, not this brat again. Katsuki slowly opened his eyes. Katsuki Deku? Izuku, what am I doing? Why am I running? Why can't I stop? Sludge villain, you're toast, kid. He wasted about to attack Izuku with an explosion. Izuku, what do I do? What would a hero do right now? He then recalls his notebooks. Izuku, page 25. Right. Izuku quickly took off his backpack and threw it at the villain. Some of the stuff in his backpack hit the villain in the eye, which caused him to flinch back and give Katsuki time to breathe. Izuku then started to claw at the villain. Izuku, Kaken. Katsuki, what the hell? Why are you here? Izuku, I don't know. My legs, they just started moving. Izuku didn't really know why he was doing this. Most people would probably leave their bully to die rather than help them. But then Izuku realized why he did this. Izuku, Kaken, I couldn't just stand there and watch you die. All Might's eyes widened upon hearing this. Katsuki, get the hell off me. Sludge villain, just a little bit longer, kid. And I'm done playing with you. All Might then realized that the sludge villain was about to kill Izuku. So he started to buff up. Katsuki, Deku. Run, but it was too late. Izuku got hit by the sludge villain and was sent into a building that the sludge villain set on fire. Katsuki, Deku, sludge villain, what an idiot. All Might fell to his knees. Almight, this is all my fault. I'm so sorry, Katsuki Bakugo. He remembered all the good times he had with Izuku before he started bullying him. Katsuki, it's my fault. Deku died now because of me. Damn it, but then, the fire in the building was being pulled inside. This confused everyone until the fire was almost gone to see Izuku. Sludge Villain, what? How is he alive? Then he took notice of what he was doing. He was eating the fire. Sludge Villain, he eating the fire? Almight, how? He said he was quirkless. The fire then disappeared and a voice that was unfamiliar to everyone spoke from him. Izuku, man, now that was a hefty meal. Izuku walked out of the building. Smoke coming from his body. Izuku, now I've got a fire in my belly that's raging to get out. Katsuki took notice of that voice. Katsuki, that doesn't sound like Deku. Something weird has happened to him. Izuku bumped his fists together. Izuku, Fire Dragon Iron Fist. Izuku punched the Sludge Villain in the eye and sent him back. But he didn't have a chance to recover as Izuku got right in front of him, grabbed Katsuki, and jumped back while freeing him. Katsuki, Deku could never do that before. What's going on? Sludge Villain, I will kill you. Izuku, oh please. I've defeated guys way worse than you. Katsuki, there's no way that's Deku. Not right now at least. Izuku then started to suck in all the fire in the area. Eventually it was all gone. Izuku, you sure made a mess of this place. But it gave me a good opportunity to eat a lot of fire. I'm all fired up now. Fire Dragon Roar. The attack hit the Sludge Villain. He was now very exhausted. Izuku, time to end this. Fire Dragon Sword Horn. He shot right through the Sludge Villain and left an explosion in his wake. The Sludge Villain was splattered all over the place. Izuku, huh? I thought he would have been tougher. Then the crowd burst into cheers. Izuku then fell down, and his eyes returned to normal. Izuku, what the? What happened? Last thing I remember was getting hit by the Sludge Villain. How'd I get over here? And why is the Sludge Villain splattered all over the place? After that, Katsuki was praised for holding his own. As for Izuku, Kamui Woods, damn kid. That was some impressive power you used. Death Arms. With a quirk like that, I bet you could become a great hero in the future. Izuku, what are they talking about? I don't have a quirk. After that, Izuku left for home. Katsuki didn't follow him because he was lost in thought as to what happened to Izuku. Izuku, I don't understand what they are talking about. I don't have a quirk. Yeah, they don't know that, but why do they think I used one? After that, All Might appeared and offered Izuku his quirk. Izuku agreed to this. All Might, however, didn't ask about what he did because he could tell from his confusion earlier that he had no idea about what happened. When Izuku came home, he was greeted by his mother. Izuku. I'm so glad you're safe. Izuku, and me too, Mom. By the way, Izuku, there's someone who wants to talk to you. Izuku, there is? Nodded and tilted her head as a way of saying, come inside. Izuku came in and saw someone unfamiliar to him. Izuku, whispering to Mom? Who is this? Whispering to Izuku, I'm not sure. But he saw the fight you had with that villain, and said that he knew what was going on. Izuku approached the man. Izuku, hello, HM? So this is him, huh? Izuku, what's your name? Oh. My name is Jalal Fernandez. I'm the leader of the villain hunting group known as the Crime Sorcier. Izuku, really? Whoa. I'm a huge fan. Your team is always out there taking down villain groups and bringing them to justice and mutter. Translation. Your team is always out there taking down villain groups and bringing them to justice and mutter. Jalal, kid? Sorry. He does this sometimes. He gets it from his father. Jalal, I see. He put his hand on Izuku's shoulder, snapping him out of it. Izuku, did I? Yes. Izuku, oops. Jalal, it's fine. Anyways, I'm sure you are confused as to what's happening with you. Izuku, yeah, Death Arms and Kamui Woods said that I used some powerful quirk, but I'm quirkless. Jalal, well, that's correct. Let me tell you a story. A long time ago, there was a magic guild. Its name was Fairy Tail. Everyone in it could use magic. Izuku, magic is real? Jalal, it most certainly is. And Fairy Tail was the #1 guild. However, one day, Fairy Tail was destroyed and its members were killed. The villain that did this is long gone. The Fairy Tail Guild took the villain down with them. Izuku, that's very unfortunate. But what does this have to do with what's happened to me? Jalal, Most of the members of Fairy Tail have passed on to the afterlife. But some of them remain as spirits, and reside in the bodies of some people. And you're one of them. Izuku's eyes widened. Izuku, I am? Jalal nodded. Jalal. Those who have the spirit of a Fairy Tail member within them have access to their magic. Izuku. So the member of Fairy Tail that resides within me uses fire magic? Because people have been telling me on my way back that I had a really powerful fire quirk. Inko. I think so. Jalal. Not exactly. Izuku and Inko. Huh? Jalal. You're right in a sense. But what you have, Izuku, is so much more than simple fire magic. Izuku, what do you mean by that? Jalal. You have fire dragon slayer magic. Inko. Dragon slayer? Jalal nodded. Jalal. There is only one member of Fairy Tail that is able to use fire dragon slayer magic. Natsu Dragneel. One of the strongest members of Fairy Tail out there. Izuku. Is he really that powerful? Jalal. I remember when I fought him. He was able to beat me. Izuku, you? But you're incredibly strong. Jalal. Thank you, but what I'm saying is true. Natsu was able to beat me. Izuku, whoa. Jalal. I believe that when you were launched into the fire, you swallowed a bit of it and awakened Natsu. You aren't strong enough to communicate with him yet though. However, I wish to help train you in using your magic. I have seen and experienced Natsu's magic firsthand, so I know how to train you. Will you allow me to train you? Izuku thought about it for a moment. Izuku, yes. Jalal smiled. Jalal, then we'll start training next week. Jalal then got up. Jalal, I look forward to it. Izuku, me too. With that, Jalal left. That night, Izuku was lying in bed. Izuku, I should tell All Might about this. But I never would have thought that I could use magic. I can't wait to learn how to use it. Inheriting one for all and needing a new friend. Izuku had arrived in Togoba Municipal Beach. All Might, young Midoriya. There you are. Izuku, All Might, there's something I need to tell you. All Might, by any chance, does it have anything to do with what happened yesterday? Izuku, why yeah. Izuku then told All Might everything that Jalal told him. Izuku, so I was wondering if Jalal could join us in training. Of course, Izuku, just like that. All Might, actually, Jalal and I are good friends. He's one of the few people who actually know my secret. I trust him. Izuku was surprised at that. But he wasn't complaining. Izuku, he's going to come here next week. All Might, I see. Well, it would still be good to get to training. Izuku nodded and they started training for the next week. 1 week later, Izuku had just arrived at Togoba Beach and saw All Might and Jalal. Izuku, All Might. Jalal, hello Izuku. All Might told me everything. He made a good choice. Izuku smiled brightly. All Might, now, let's start with your new training. Jalal, in the end, our training results in the same outcome. You will have a strong enough body to inherit one for all. But while that is happening, you will be taught how to use your magic. Izuku, do you think I will be able to speak with Natsu by the end of this training? Jalal, it's possible, but I wouldn't hold my breath. Izuku nodded. And so, the real training began. First month, Jalal. So, here's how the training will go. First, the three of us are going to clear up all this trash together. If it weren't for the fact that you can use Fire Dragon Slayer magic, you would be cleaning it up by yourself. That would definitely build up some muscle. But the problem is that we would have no time to practice your magic. So while you won't gain as much muscle, we will have time to train your magic. This way, you will still gain a fit body as well as learn how to use your magic. Izuku, sounds like a good idea. So for the first 3 months, the three cleaned up the beach. They didn't choose to use Izuku's magic on the trash because burning trash is harmful to both the environment and the human health. 4th month, Izuku started his magic training when Jalal threw some fire magic at him. Regular fire, not the flames of rebuke. Thanks to Jalal, Izuku learned that he could eat fire, which gave him the needed fuel. Izuku, I never thought that fire would have taste. Jalal, it does seem strange. Izuku, so, how do I use this magic? Jalal, that is for you to decide. There are many different spells that Fire Dragon Slayer magic can do. It's up to you to figure it out. Izuku started mumbling to himself. All Might, he's doing it again. Jalal, yeah, but let's give him a moment to figure things out. After a few minutes, Izuku, I think I know what to do. Jalal, then give it a shot. Izuku nodded. Izuku, Fire Dragon Roar. He shot a massive beam of fire into the sky. Izuku, whoa! Jalal smiled. All Might, so that is Fire Dragon Slayer magic? Jalal, Yes, it is. Izuku, amazing. I shot out fire like a dragon, Jalal. That's because you now have dragon lungs that allow you to breathe fire, dragon scales to help you dissolve the fire, and dragon claws for attacking with fire. Izuku, wow, All Might. Is this the same for other dragon slayers? Jalal, yes. Although some dragon slayers are different. There are 5 generations of dragon slayers. Natsu's of the first generation. Izuku brought out a notebook from who knows where. Izuku, what's the difference between each generations? Jalal, where did you? He shook his head. Jalal, first generation dragon slayers are taught this magic by actual dragons. In Natsu's case, he was taught by the fire dragon king known as Igneel. Izuku wrote this down. Izuku, what about second generation dragon slayers? Jalal, those dragon slayers have dragon lacrima implanted in their bodies. Izuku, lacrima? All Might, a magic crystalline substance that can be powered up with different spells for different purposes. Izuku, I see. And third generation? Jalal, it's a mixture of the first 2. They learned dragon slayers' magic from dragons and also had dragon lacrima implanted within them. Izuku wrote this down. Izuku, what about the 4th generation? Jalal, those dragon slayers learned dragon slayer magic on their own. Izuku wrote that down. Izuku, so dragon slayer magic can be taught on their own. Interesting. And the 5th one? Jalal, those dragon slayers consume dragons or other dragon slayers. Izuku, I don't like that last one. Jalal, me either. Now let's get back to work. Izuku, right. For the rest of the training time, Izuku trained with Jalal. Jalal would fire his magic at Izuku. Thankfully, he would hold back a lot as Izuku wasn't nearly as strong as Natsu right now. As he trained, he learned all the basic spells of a fire dragon slayer. Day of the entrance exam. All Might and Jalal have arrived at the beach to hear Izuku screaming, and they saw him on top of a pile of trash. As it turns out, he cleaned outside the area that they cleaned together. All Might, hey, holy crap, kid. You even cleaned up outside the area we told you to. Seriously, there's not one speck of trash left on this beach. Jalal, did you tell him to do this? Jalal, no. I knew you picked a good successor, but whoa. He really knows how to go plus ultra. All Might, holy stinkin' super crap. Izuku then fell off the trash pile. Jalal, meteor. He took off at an incredible speed and caught Izuku before he landed on the floor. Jalal, good job. All Might, yes. Excellent work. Izuku, I finished everything. All Might. Jalal. I did it. Do you think I'm ready now? All Might, yeah? You did good. I'm impressed. Jalal put Izuku down. Jalal, we knew you had it in, but this is beyond my expectations. All Might then shows Izuku an image of himself crying 10 months ago. Izuku, Jalal, it's you crying 10 months ago. Look at how far you've come now. Quite the improvement. All Might, there's still a long road ahead before you can inherit my full power set. But it's starting to look like you can do it. Izuku, All Might, Jalal, do I deserve this? Are you sure? You all put so much time and energy into helping me. How did I end up so lucky? Jalal, I get it. Since the poor kid is quirkless, I have no doubt that he was bullied and as a result, has given him low self-esteem. Jalal put his hand on Izuku's shoulder. Jalal, don't be silly, Izuku. This is all because of your hard work. We did not tell you to clean up outside the area we cleaned. You worked hard and it paid off. All Might, Jalal is correct. Now, for your reward, Izuku Midoriya. He plucked off a hair. All Might, someone told me this once. There's a difference between being lucky and deserving. One's an accident, the other a reward. Never get the two confused. Take that to heart. This gift, you earned it with your own valiant effort. Now Izuku, All Might, eat this. Izuku, huh? Jalal snorted. All Might, Tio inherit my power. You've got Tio swallow some of my DNA. That's how it works. Izuku, this isn't exactly how I imagined it. All Might, come on, there's no time. You'll be late for the exam. Eat. 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 Izuku was forced to swallow the hair. All Might, good. You swallowed, yes? Izuku, yeah, but I don't feel any different. Jalal, that's because your body has not yet processed the hair. Give it a few hours. So I suggest you get something to eat for now. Wash that hair down your throat. Izuku, good idea. Izuku then left. At Yue, Izuku just made it to Yue. Izuku made it just in time. He kept walking towards Yue. Izuku, I was so worried about missing the exam that I didn't have a chance to test out one for all. He covered his mouth. Izuku, I may have swallowed the hair, but I don't feel like anything great has happened to me yet. He then heard footsteps and saw Katsuki. Izuku Kaken. Katsuki said nothing and just walked around him. Izuku, ever since that day, he hasn't talked to me all that much. Wonder why. Whatever. It's time for me to be a hero. He then trips and starts falling. Izuku, or I'll just die. But then he stops falling. Achiko, heh. Are you okay? Izuku started panicking from floating before Achiko helped him back on his feet and brought her hands together. Achiko, I stopped you with my quirk. I'm sorry I didn't ask first. But I figured you wouldn't mind me catching you. Izuku said nothing. Achiko, isn't this all like way nerve-wracking? Izuku, Achiko, well I guess I'll see you inside. Bye. She then went inside. Izuku, holy whoa, I just talked to a girl. Later. Present Mike, what's up UA candidates? Thanks for tuning in to me, your school DJ. Come on and let me hear ya. Silence. Present Mike, keeping it mellow, huh? That's fine, I'll skip straight to the main show. Let's talk about how this practical exam is gonna go down, okay? Are you ready? Still silence. Izuku, oh my goodness, it's the voice hero, Present Mike. So cool. I listen to his radio show every day of the week. It's so crazy that all the UA teachers are pro heroes. Present Mike, like your application said, today you rockin' boys and girls will be out there conducting 10-minute mock battles in super hip urban settings. Gird your loins, my friends. After I drop the mic here, you'll head to your specified battle center, sound good? Silence. Present Mike, alright, Katsuki, seems like they're splitting us up so we can't work with friends. Izuku, yeah? You're right. Our examinee numbers are one after the other, but we're assigned to different battle centers. Present Mike, okay. Let's check out your targets. Present Mike went on to explain the rules. Tenya, excuse me, sir, I have a question. Present Mike, hit me. Tenya, on the printout, you've listed 4 types of villains. Not 3. With all respect, if this is an error on official UA materials, it is shameful. We are exemplary students. We expect the best from Japan's most notable school. A mistake such as this won't do. Additionally, you with the unkempt hair. Izuku, huh? Tenya, you've been muttering this entire time. Stop that. If you can't bother to take this seriously, leave. You're distracting the rest of us. Izuku covered his mouth. Izuku, so, hey, they turned to see someone else who shot up. Look, man. I don't see what the problem with his muttering is. You're literally the only one who was distracted by it. No one else was complaining. Actually, you are the one who is distracting people. Let Mike finish his explanation. Geez, Tenya boo. Present Mike, alright. Settle down you two. But he is right. I was going to explain the 4th robot. You see, it's worth 0 points. That guy's just an obstacle we'll be throwing in your way. There's one in every battle center. Think of it as a hurdle you should try to avoid. It's not that it can't be beaten, but there's kinda no point. I recommend to ignore it and focus on the ones top in the charts. Tenya, thank you very much. Please continue. He and the other kids sat down. After that, Present Mike taught them the school's motto and they headed for their battle centers. After Izuku got there, he was acting nervous before seeing Achiko. Izuku, hey, it's her. The nice girl I met at the school gates. The one who kept me from falling. I should probably thank her for helping me back there. But then he felt someone grab his shoulder. He turned to see Tenya. Izuku, he's here too? Tenya, she looks like she's trying to focus on the trials ahead. What are you going to do? Distract her and ruin her chances too. He then felt a cold hand on his shoulder. He turned to see the boy who defended Izuku earlier. I think you should get your glasses checked. He clearly looked like he wanted to simply chat. You don't know what about. Izuku, I just wanted to thank her for keeping me from falling. See? So stop jumping to conclusions so quickly. It'll soon come back to bite you in the ass. Tenya, I see. He then bowed to Izuku. Tenya, my apologies. Izuku, and no worries. Tenya then left. Izuku, thanks. For defending me back there. No worries. I believe introductions are in order. Izuku, oh. Right. I'm Izuku Midoriya. My name is Grace Fullbuster. Hey, quick question. Do you think magic is real? Izuku, I know it is. He set his left hand on fire. Grace, whoa. Glad to see another fellow magic user. Izuku, you use magic too? Greige, my parents were some of the greatest wizards out there. Gray and Juvia full buster. Check this out. He puts his hands together and creates an ice sculpture of the Fairy Tale Guild mark. Izuku, whoa. Greige, I also have access to water magic, but I prefer using my ice make magic. By the way, I don't think we're going to get a countdown, so be mindful of that. Let's get into UA. Izuku nodded. Izuku, you got it. Then Present Mike told them to go and Izuku and Greige were the first ones to go in. It was time for the entrance exam. As Izuku came running in, he encountered a one-pointer. One-pointer, target acquired. Izuku, alright. Here goes. Fire Dragon Iron Fist. He punched the robot and destroyed it. Izuku, magic is incredible. Wish I knew I could do this a long time ago. He then kept on running. He found a few robots. 1 2-pointer, and 3 1-pointers. Izuku looked around and knew that there weren't any people that could get caught in the crossfire. Izuku, Fire Dragon Roar. He unleashed a massive breath of fire and destroyed the robots. Izuku, alright. Since I'm in a mock city, I can't use all my spells. The Fire Dragon Wing attack and Brilliant Flame are too dangerous in enclosed space. And I have to be careful with when I use the Fire Dragon Roar or else I'll hit other people. Izuku kept on running through the city to get more points. Meanwhile with Greige, Ice Make Lance. His attack pierced through multiple robots. Greige, take that, you hunks of junk. He then saw someone about to be attacked by a 3-pointer. Greige, Ice Make Sword. He created an ice sword and sliced it in half. Hoyama, merci beaucoup. We make a great team with me being your decoy. Greige's sweat dropped. Greige, Sure, Aoyama, question. Where's your shirt? Greige, huh? Greige, ga. Not again. Sorry. I inherited this stupid habit from my dad. Due to some odd training, he got stuck with this habit of taking off his shirt and pants. Thankfully, my habit only affects me taking off my shirt, rather than both my shirt and pants. Aoyama, that is an odd habit. Greige, you're telling me? Well, I gotta go. I can't get into UA if we keep chatting. He put his shirt back on and ran off. Back with Izuku. Izuku, Fire Dragon Sword Horn. He engulfed himself in flames and rammed through a bunch of foe villains. Izuku, that's more down. He then saw Achiko. Izuku, her again. She touched a bunch of robots and they started floating. She then brought her hands together. Achiko, release. The robots then dropped to the ground, destroyed. Achiko, okay, that should be at least 28 points. Izuku, 28? He then saw Tenya destroying a 3-pointer. Tenya, that puts me at 45. Izuku, I wonder how many I have. He shook his head and decided to keep fighting. Meanwhile in the viewing room, Nizu, clearly, the examinees have no idea how many villains are present of their locations. They have limited time, must cover a vast area, and hunt down every last target. Some use information gathering abilities to plan out strategies, while others rely on speed to pull ahead of their peers. Of course, remaining calm under pressure can be a huge advantage, as can pure power and combat ability. The most successful students use a combination of all these tactics. They're the ones who rack up the highest scores. Midnight HM, I'd say this year's group looks promising. Teacher, well, there's still plenty of time before it's over. The real test has yet to come. The teacher, I have no idea who this one is, pressed a button. Upon pressing the button, everyone at the training grounds felt rumbling, and then they saw. Greige, why is this one worth 0 points? That's stupid. Izuku came up to him. Izuku, Greige, Izuku. Glad you're okay. Izuku, yeah, but don't you think this is a little extreme? Greige, big time. I mean, for my parents, this wouldn't be extreme, but for us. Izuku, yeah? We better run. Greige, sounds like a plan to me. Then, Achiko, ow! They turned to see Achiko stuck in rubble. She had reached her limit, and was unable to lift all of that rubble with her quirk. Greige, hey, isn't that? Izuku, it is. Izuku remembered how Achiko helped him. Izuku, Greige, I think I know exactly what you're thinking. We have to help her. Izuku, I have a plan. Use your ice make magic to slow the robot down. I'll take care of the rest. Greige nodded. Greige, I sure hope you know what you're doing. He ran over to Achiko and froze the treads on the 0-pointer. Izuku, me too. He then started running towards the 0-pointer while remembering something All Might said to him. All Might, there are no combat points rewarded for taking on the humongous villain, but there is opportunity. His legs started to glow as glowing red lines showed up around it, although it was hidden by his pants. He then jumped and caused loads of wind pressure. Greige, whoa! That's some quirk, All Might. To show what you're really made of. Izuku then clenched his fist and activated One for All on his right arm while also setting his fist on fire, which caused his entire sleeve to rip off. But his arm was covered in green scales and the fire was even stronger than before. Jalal, so kid, when you use One for All. Izuku and Jalal, yell this from the depths of your heart. Izuku, Fire Dragon Smash. That single attack was enough to make the 0-pointer blow up. And everyone saw that. Including Greg. Greige, no way, that's not ordinary fire magic. I know that magic, Izuku. This is like when I tried to save Kaken. But I actually am in control of my body. I use Natsu's magic with my own volition. And I also have a quirk now. Real power. Present mic, just 1 minute left. Greige then realized something. Greige, what's wrong with his limbs? Izuku then started falling, and as he planned on landing, he realized most of his limbs were broken. Luckily, Greige, Ice makes slide. Greige created an ice slide which allowed Izuku to safely make it to the ground. Greige, Izuku. What happened? Izuku, Greige, thanks for the save. Greige, forget about that. What happened to your limbs? Present mic, and that's it. Time's up. Izuku, no. Greige, I wouldn't worry about the exam. I'm sure we'll pass. No way could you not pass after all of that. Izuku, thanks, Greige. Why is your shirt off? Greige then noticed it. Greige, come on. Izuku's sweat dropped. Recovery girl, very nice, everyone. I'm proud of you all. You're heroes in my eyes, all of you. She then saw Izuku. Recovery girl, oh dear, what happened? Greige, my guess it was his quirk. Recovery girl, interesting. Seems like his body can't handle his power. Izuku, why yeah. I'm a late bloomer. This was my first time using it. Greige, seriously? No wonder this happened. Wait. That means he was probably mistaken for being quirkless. Which means he must have been treated like garbage. Poor guy. Recovery girl kissed his head and his limbs completely healed. Izuku, wow. Wait, I know you. You're the youthful hero. Recovery girl. Recovery girl, yes I am. Anyways, it's time for you all to head home. Izuku nodded and Greige helped him up. Izuku, thanks Greige. Greige, no problem. Anyways, I need to go. My friend is probably waiting for me. Greige then left. 1 week later, Izuku's letter has just arrived. He then opened it, and a small device fell out. It then created a hologram to show All Might right in front of the camera. All Might, BOY. I am here as a projection, Izuku screamed. Izuku, wait, All Might? But this is from Yue. All Might, I know it's been a while, but with great power comes a great amount of paperwork. My apologies. Truth be told, I didn't come to this city just to fight crime. You're looking at the newest UA faculty member. Izuku, you're working at UA? A hand was shown signaling All Might to hurry up. All Might, HUH? Yes, what's the matter? Who's showboating? Oh, sorry. I'll wrap it up, but I have to show him something first. Wait, I have to do how many of these things? He sighs. All Might, right. So, moving on. You managed to pass the written exam. Now, in the practical, you managed to earn 57 combat points. That alone was more than enough for you to make it into UA. Izuku smiled brightly. All Might, but there were other factors in this test. Rescue points. A panel of judges watched and awarded points for heroic acts beyond just fighting villains. Izuku Midoriya, 60 rescue points. And Greige Fullbuster, 55 rescue points. You both passed the exam. Welcome, Izuku. You have made it. You are now part of the Hero Academia. Izuku's smile was even brighter now. He was looking forward to going to UA. And he would go there with his new friend. First day at UA and another new friend. Izuku met up with All Might and Jalal. Izuku, All Might and Jalal. All Might puked blood. Jalal, not so loud kid. A young couple overheard him. All Might, loudly whispering quick. Say it was a mistake. Izuku, I was just kidding. He's not here. Thankfully, they believed him. They sighed in relief. Jalal, great job on getting in. Izuku, I couldn't have done it without your help. All Might, oh yeah, speaking of which, I didn't tell the other staff members at UA that I was training you. Jalal, either of us were the judges and we didn't pull any strings either. Izuku, oh really? That's such a relief to hear. Oh yeah, I was surprised to hear you were going to be a teacher at UA, Almight. I was wondering what brought you here all of a sudden. After all, your agency is in Minato, Tokyo, and everyone knows. Almight, getting creepy. He stopped talking. Almight, the school didn't want me telling anyone about the job until they made an official announcement. It seemed like fortuitous time. An easy way to find someone new to inherit One for All. Izuku, so that's it. He was originally planning to give it to a UA student. Someone who was strong. Who already had a quirk. Your power completely wrecked my body. And all I did was jump and throw a single punch. I can't control it. What do I do? Almight, you'll learn to manage in time. Hoping to master it right away is like asking a baby to run a marathon. You still have to go through the process of learning how to walk. Izuku, yeah wait. You knew I was gonna get hurt that badly? Jalal, we didn't exactly have time to explain anything. At least you know what you're dealing with now. Almight, right now your quirk is either all or nothing. One day, you'll learn how to control your output. Then you'll be able to adjust exactly how much power you're using. Izuku, I just need control. Jalal, you see, you're overflowing with energy right now. But with training, your body will be able to hold it better. Almight buffed up and crushed a can with his hand. Almight, then it's yours to command. Jalal, Almight? The couple is still here. Jalal was right. Almight OPS. Let's run. And for the remainder of the morning, they ran across the beach. Time skip to the first day. Inko, Izuku, are you all set? Izuku, yep. Inko, are you sure? You didn't just pack action figures, right? Izuku, I'm sure. Now I have to go before I'm late. Inko, wait, Izuku? Izuku HM? Inko, I'm really proud of you. Izuku smiled. Izuku, thanks, Mom. Now I have to go. Inko, see you soon. With that, Izuku left for UA. At UA, Izuku, Class 1A, where is it? He then found it. Izuku, wow. That door is giant. The most promising hero students in Japan are behind that door. An image of Katsuki and Tenya appeared in his head. Izuku, maybe we're in different classes. Yeah, he jinxed it. Tenya, take your feet off that desk now. It's the first day of school and you're already scuffing school property. Katsuki, you're kidding, right? Did your old school shove a stick up your ass? Or were you just born with it? Izuku, just my luck. Tenya, let's start over. I'm Tenya Ida from the semi-private academy. Katsuki, semi, huh? Then you must think you're better than me. I'll have fun tearing you a new one. Tenya, you would threaten me? Your own classmate? Are you sure you're in the right place? Then they saw Izuku. Tenya, it's him. All eyes were on him. Izuku, I'm HI. Tenya, good morning. My name is Tenya Ida from Izuku. I heard you the first time. I'm Izuku Midoriya. It's super nice to meet you. Tenya, Izuku. You and Grage realized there was more to the exam than we were let on. I must admit, you two are far superior to me. I apologize for my rudeness. Izuku, I actually didn't know that. Grage and I just wanted to help. Tenya's eyes widened. He wasn't expecting him to say something like that. Grage, hey, Izuku. Why not come sit next to me? Izuku, Grage. Izuku walked over to him. Izuku, you sure I can sit next to you? Grage, yeah? I'd rather sit next to a friend. Izuku smiled and sat down next to him. So, you're the guy who Grage met at the entrance exam, huh? Izuku turned and blushed a little at who he saw. Grage, yep. Izuku, this is my best friend, Nasha. She can be a little hot-headed at times, but she's a great person. Although we tend to butt heads at times. Izuku, and nice to meet you. Nasha, nice to meet you too. Nasha remembered a conversation she had with Grage after the entrance exam. Flashback. Nasha, I'm sorry, what? Grage, I'm telling you, I saw it. He has Fire Dragon Slayer magic. Nasha, that's very odd. Grage, I'm just as surprised. To think my new friend has the same magic as your father. And before that, I thought he had normal fire magic. Nasha, do you think it has anything to do with my dad? Grage, it's possible. But I'm not 100% sure. Nasha, hey Grage, if we get in, do me a favor. Don't tell him my last name. If his ability to use my dad's magic has anything to do with him, I want to be the one to tell him who I am. Grage, sure thing. Nasha, so, what's he like? Grage, he's a pretty good guy. He went out of his way to save this girl that nearly got trampled by the 0-pointer. He broke his bones in the process, but we still saved her. Nasha, wait, he broke his bones. Greige, apparently, today was his first time using his quirk. This leads me to believe that he was mistaken for being quirkless. And I think we know how badly they're treated. Nasha, poor guy. Probably has low self-esteem. Greige, sure hope the three of us end up in the same class. Nasha, that makes two of us. End of flashback. Nasha, he's the one with Dragon Slayer magic. Aizawa, if you're just here to make friends, you should pack up and leave. The class turns to see Aizawa in a sleeping bag. Aizawa, welcome to the UA Hero course. He took a juice pouch and drank it. Everyone, what is that thing? Aizawa then stood up and got out of his sleeping bag. Aizawa, it took you all 8 seconds to shut up. That's not gonna work. Time is precious. Nasha, and you are? Aizawa, I'm Shota Aizawa. Your homeroom teacher. Everyone, our teacher? Aizawa, put these on and meet me outside. He handed them all UA gym uniforms and they went to get changed. Outside. Everyone, what? A quirk assessment test? Achiko, but orientation. We'll miss it. Nasha, those are boring. Aizawa, she's right. Here at UA, we're not tethered to traditions. So I get to run my class however I see fit. You've been taking standardized tests most of your lives. But you never got to use your quirks, or magic in some cases, in physical exams. The country's still trying to pretend we're all created equal by not letting those with the most power excel. It's not rational. One day, the Ministry of Education will learn. Izuku, you managed to get the most points on the entrance exam. Izuku, why yeah. Aizawa, what was your farthest distance with a softball back in junior high? Izuku, I think it was 58 meters. Aizawa, try doing that with your quirk. Or if you use magic, use that. Nasha had an excited look on her face. Izuku, okay. Izuku goes to the circle in the field. Aizawa, anything goes, just stay in the circle. Izuku nodded and put the softball in his mouth. This confused everyone except for Nasha, Greige, and Katsuki. Denki, what's he doing? Nasha, you'll see. Izuku, fire dragon roar. He shot a giant breath of fire and launched the ball far away. Aizawa then showed his score. 956 meters. Nasha, a little weak compared to Dad, but he seems to be doing well so far. Denki, whoa, 956 meters, are you kidding me? Mina, I wanna go. That looks like fun. Siro, this is what I'm talking about, using our quirks as much as we want. Aizawa, so this looks like fun, huh? You have 3 years to become a hero. You think it's gonna be games and playtime? Idiots. Today, you'll compete in 8 physical tests to gauge your potential. Whoever comes in last has none, and will be expelled immediately. Students HUH? Izuku, immediate expulsion? 8 tests? Oh crap. Not good. I can only use one for all at either 0 or 100% right now. I don't have any control yet. Aizawa, like I said, I get to decide how this class runs. Understand? If that's a problem, you can head home right now. Izuku, if I use one for all, I'll be out of commission and fail. So I'll have to rely on magic instead. Nasha, alright. Bring it on. Aizawa, what? Greige, Nasha's idea of fun often involves risks. For her, being threatened with expulsion is just gonna make her have fun as it's an excuse for her to go all out. Aizawa, that's kind of odd. Greige, is there really such a thing as normal in this world? Aizawa, you actually make a fair point there. Achiko, you can't send us home. I mean, we just got here. Even if it wasn't the first day, that isn't fair. Aizawa, oh, and you think natural disasters are? Or power-hungry villains? HM? Or catastrophic accidents that wipe out whole cities? No, the world is full of unfairness. It's a hero's job to try to combat that unfairness. If you want to be a pro, you're gonna have to push yourself to the brink. For the next 3 years, UA will throw one terrible hardship after another at you. So go beyond. Plus ultra style. Show me it's no mistake that you're here. Nasha, you gotta teach. I'm all fired up now. Aizawa, that's the attitude we need. Now let's start. We're just wasting time by talking. I'm only going to show the parts that Izuku, Greige, and Nasha are in. 50-meter dash, Izuku's match. Izuku was up against Katsuki. Katsuki, hey. Izuku, why yes? Katsuki, good luck, nerd. Izuku, he wished me good luck? Then the starting pistol sounded off and they started running. Izuku fired Dragon Iron Fist boosters. Igniting his fists, he boosted his speed and was able to outpace Katsuki. Nasha and Gray's match. Gray's, good luck, Nasha. Nasha, yeah? But just so we're clear, I'm about to leave you in the dust. Gray's rolled his eyes and the match started. Gray's, ice make floor. He froze the path in his wake and Nasha slipped on the ice and fell down while Gray's skated through the path. Gray's, you sure you were gonna leave me in the dust? Nasha, not so fast. She got up. Nasha, fire dragon jet. She used her magic on her feet and took off at blazing speed and just barely won. Nasha, ha ha. Gray's, you got lucky there. Izuku saw this and was surprised. Izuku, she has fire dragon slayer magic too? But how? Grip strength test. Izuku and Nasha had the same idea. Izuku and Nasha, fire dragon grip strike. Yeah, they completely destroyed their respective gripper. Gray's, ice make gauntlet. He created ice gauntlets and used them to grip the grippers. He got a score of 430. Standing long jumps. Izuku, fire dragon sword horn. He engulfed himself in flames and jumped. Thanks to the fire dragon sword horn, he had boosted speed, so he was able to clear the sandbox. Nasha brought her elbows to her sides. Nasha, fire dragon flame elbow. She used her magic on her elbows and ran very fast and jumped to easily clear the sandbox. Gray's, ice make pogo. Gray's created an ice pogo and got on it, and was able to bounce to the other side. Repeated side steps. The only one able to utilize their quirk in this test was Mineta. Ball throw. Izuku didn't need to do this since he did it before. Nasha, fire dragon roar. She did the same thing as Izuku. She got 947 meters. Gray's, ice make cannon. He shot the ball out of the ice cannon, and it went far. He got 923 meters. The rest of the tests were done without the use of quirks or magic. Aizawa, and here are the results. Izuku got first, Nasha got second, and Gray got third. Mineta got last but Aizawa, and I was lying, no one's going home. They deadpanned. Aizawa, that was just a rational deception to make sure you gave it your all during the test. Students, what? Momo, surprised you didn't figure that out. I'm sorry, guess I should have said something. Students, yeah? You should have. After that they left. Izuku, talk about a big day. Gray's, hey Izuku. Izuku, oh. Hey Gray's. Then Nasha came along. Nasha, yo. Guys, Izuku and Nasha. Nasha, talk about one heck of a first day, am I right? Izuku, yeah? Gray's, figures that you would enjoy it. Izuku, hey Nasha, I have a question. Nasha, what's up? Izuku, how did you learn Fire Dragon Slayer magic? Nasha, oh, before my dad died, he taught me how to use it. I wasn't taught much, but I was able to learn the basic spells at least. Izuku, who was your dad? Nasha, his name was Natsu Dragneel. Izuku's eyes widened. Izuku, Natsu Dragneel? Nasha, yup. I got my hot-headedness from him. But I'm proud of it. How did you learn Fire Dragon Slayer magic? Izuku didn't feel comfortable saying that her father's spirit resides with him. Izuku, I was taught by someone who knew your father well. Nasha, interesting. Well, what do you say we head out together? Izuku, sure. Honestly, I don't have all that many friends. Nasha figured. Grace said that you were likely misdiagnosed as quirkless. Is that right? Izuku, why yeah. It is. Nasha, then it makes sense. Quirkless people are often treated like trash. Me personally, I don't care whether or not someone has a quirk. They're still people. Izuku smiled more. Grace, same here. After that, they all left school together. Izuku finally had more friends. He was really happy to be at UA. Battle Training Part 1. It was the second day of UA. Despite it being a hero school, it was still a school. So they had regular classes. Boring classes. English, math, etc. During lunch, Izuku learned something about Nasha. She eats a lot. Any food she got her hands on was wolfed down, and eventually, Almight, I am here. Almight, coming through the door like a hero. Everyone was in awe. Denki, I can't believe it's really Almight. Kirishima, so he is a teacher. This year is gonna be totally awesome. Tsu, hey look. Is he wearing his Silver Age costume? Ojiro, I'm getting goosebumps. It's so retro. Almight, welcome to the most important class at UA High. Think of it as Hero ING 101. Here, you will learn the basics of being a pro and what it means to fight in the name of good. Let's get into it. Today's lesson, he showed a card that said, Battle Training, Almight, will pull no punches. Katsuki, Fight Training, Nasha, I am so in. Izuku, Real Combat, Almight, But one of the keys of being a hero is looking good. He points to a wall that opens and shows suitcases. Almight, these were designed for you based on your Quirk registration forms and the requests you sent in before school started. Get yourselves suited up and then meet me at Training Ground Beta. Students, yes sir! Time skipped to the training grounds. The students were walking to Almight, having put on their hero costumes. Almight, they say the clothes make the pros, young ladies and gentlemen, and behold, you are the proof. Take this to heart. From now on you are all heroes in training. Almight, this is getting me all revved up. You look so cool. Now, shall we get started, you bunch of newbies? Nasha, hold on, Izuku isn't here yet. Greej, don't worry. He's on his way. He pointed over to the entrance area to show that Izuku is running over to them. They then saw his hero costume. Izuku, here I am. Achiko, nice costume, Izuku. Izuku Achiko. He then saw her hero costumes and blushed. Achiko, I should have been more specific in my costume. This bodysuit is skin tight. Not really my style. Nasha, that's why I simply chose fireproof clothing. Achiko, that's a cool costume. Nasha, thanks. It's to honor the memory of my parents. They died when I was a little kid, so I want to honor their memory. Achiko, your parents must have been great people. Nasha, believe it or not, they were wizards from Fairy Tail. Achiko, Fairy Tail? Awesome. I've heard about them. Although all the members were killed. Greej, true. My parents were also members of Fairy Tail. I really miss them. Izuku, I'm very sorry for your loss. Nasha pats him on the back. Nasha, don't worry. We're living by Fairy Tail's rules and living our lives to the fullest. Izuku, glad to hear it. Tenya, sir. Izuku, is that Ida in there? He looks like a knight. Tenya, this is the fake city from our entrance exam. Are we doing urban battles again? Almight, not quite. I'm going to move you 2 steps ahead. Most of the villain fights you see on the news take place outside. However, the most dastardly evildoers hide in the shadows. Think about it. Backroom deals, home invasions, secret underground lairs. The more intelligent criminals don't show themselves to the public. For this training exercise, you'll be split into teams of good guys and bad guys and fight 2-on-2 indoor battles. Except for one of the matches, as there are 22 students. Tsu, isn't this a little advanced? Almight, the best training is what you get on the battlefield. But remember, you can't just punch a robot this time. You're dealing with actual people now. Momo, sir, will you be the one deciding who wins? Katsuki, how much can we hurt the other team? Achiko, do we need to worry about the losers getting expelled like earlier? Tenya, will you be splitting us up based on chance or comparative skill? Aoyama, isn't this cape trace chic? Almight, GH. I wasn't finished talking. And what does that last question have to do with this exercise? He then got out a script. Almight, listen up. Nasha, whispering, is that a script? Greij, whispering, I think so. That's sad. Almight, the situation is this. The villains have a nuclear missile somewhere in their hideout. The heroes must try to foil their plans. To do that, the good guys either have to catch the evildoers or recover the weapon. Likewise, the bad guys succeed if they protect the bomb or capture the heroes. Izuku, kind of like a classic action movie setup. Nasha, huh? That's a good point. Almight, time's limited, and we'll choose teams by drawing lots. Tenya, isn't there a better way? Izuku, think about it. Pros often have to team up with heroes from other agencies on the spot, so maybe that's the reason we're seeing that here. Tenya, yes, I understand. Life is a random series of events. Excuse my rudeness. Almight, and no worries. Now, let's draw. The teams are the same as canon, except Team A also has Nasha and Team D also has Greij. Nasha, wow. What are the odds? Achiko, yeah. We're a team. Izuku, I have to make a good impression. Almight, I declare that the first one's TO fight will be these guys. He pulled a white orb that had the letter A on it, and a black orb that had the letter D on it. Almight, Team A will be the heroes. Team D will be the villains. Everyone else can head to the monitoring room to watch. Students, yes sir. Izuku looked over to Katsuki, who seemed to be lost in thought for some reason. Almight, bad guys, you can FO on in and set up. In 5 minutes the good guys will be let loose and the battle will start. Tenya, Achiko, Izuku, and Greij, yes sir. Almight, young Ide. Young Bakugo. Young Foolbuster. The key to being successful in this challenge is to embody villainy. Think from the perspective of an evildoer. Tenya got it. Greige, sure thing. Almight, if things go too far, I'll step in. Tenya understood. Greige, right. Katsuki looked at Izuku, who was playing with his red scarf. He then looked at his hand and took a deep breath. Time skip. Tenya, even though this is training, it pains me to be aligned with criminal behavior. Greige, I can understand that, but keep in mind that we can't hesitate for anything. Otherwise, it could cost us the match. Tenya understood. He walked up to the fake bomb. Tenya, so this is the weapon we must protect. He knocked it a couple times. Tenya, fake, of course. Greige, phew. That's a relief. Tenya, did you actually think this bomb was real? Greige, dude, during the entrance exam, the robot that was 0 points was bigger than this building and it would have crushed Ochako if it weren't for me and Izuku, remember? Tenya, you make a fair point. I don't blame you for thinking this would be real. Katsuki, hey, Greige, was it? Greige, HM? Yeah. What is it? Katsuki, during the Quirk assessment test, Mr. Aizawa said something about magic. Does magic really exist? Greige, I guess it makes sense you wouldn't know since it hasn't been well known ever since Quirks started appearing, but yeah. Magic does exist. It's been around for far longer than Quirks. Katsuki, so that fire that the nerd used. Greige, yup. It's magic. Actually, it's the same kind of magic that Nasha uses. According to Izuku, he learned how to use magic from someone who knew Nasha's father. Katsuki, do you think he has had it for a while and never told me? Greige, what? Don't be stupid. If that were the case, he would have done far better in the tests. Considering how far he blasted the ball, I'd say he's been training for about 10 months. Maybe 11. But that's it, Katsuki. That dates back to when I was attacked by that sludge villain. That strange voice that was speaking from his mouth, it must have something to do with it. Looking back, it was like the nerd was possessed. I had a feeling he wasn't hiding anything from me. Guess I was concerned for nothing. What kind of magic is it? Greige, one of the strongest. Dragon Slayer magic. There are multiple kinds of Dragon Slayer magic, but they are all incredibly powerful. Katsuki, I see. I want to experience it myself. Tenya, but we need to defend the weapon. Greige, I do agree, but we're dealing with 2 Dragon Slayers. One is bad enough for us. Even if it's a 3-on-3, I have a feeling we will lose. Our best bet is to take them on in one-on-one matches. I suggest that Katsuki takes on Izuku because it seems to me that he knows him much better than I do, while I know Nasha's strategies more than you guys. Tenya, but I don't know much about Ochiko's strategies. Greige, neither do we. But you don't know about the strategies of the other 2 either. Just their magic. Katsuki, I can try. But the nerd is smart. I'm willing to bet that he will know my every move. Greige, makes sense. But if the battle goes on for a while, that's good for us. We don't need to beat them. Just stall them long enough for the clock to run out. Then we win. Katsuki, fine. But first, one question. Greige, what is it? Katsuki, where's your shirt? Greige looked down to see he took off his shirt again. Gray, GH. Again? Meanwhile, Ochako, you think they expect us to memorize this building's floor plan? This building is enormous. You know, Almight's just as cool in person as he is on TV. I'm glad he's not threatening us with some kind of punishment like Mr. Aizawa. We can relax. Nasha, Izuku doesn't seem to think so. Ochako, what makes you say that? Nasha points to him. Nasha, he's sweating like crazy. Ochako looks to see that she's right. Izuku sorry. It's just because we're up against Kaken. Plus there's Ida and Greige too. Nasha, Kaken? I'm guessing you 2 knew each other before coming here. Izuku, why yeah, he sighs. Izuku, and he's amazing. He can be a real pain, sure. But his strength and confidence, and his ambition, not to mention his quirk, they're all so much greater than mine. But that just means I have to do better. I refuse to lose today, Nasha, so it's like a battle between rivals, huh? Izuku, oh, not that I'm trying to get you 2 wrapped up in my fight or anything. Ochako, are you kidding? We're a team, right? Nasha, let's win this. Izuku smiled and nodded. Then they heard All Might speaking from the speakers around the area. All Might, all right. Let's begin the indoor combat training. Team A and Team D, your time starts now. The 3 decided to enter the building through a window. Ochako, and just like that we're in. Izuku, careful, there are a lot of blind spots. They started to walk through the building. Izuku, I still have basically no control over One for All. I can't risk using it. If I did, I could kill someone. We'll just have to win with Achiko's zero gravity and mine and Nasha's fire dragon slayer magic. But I also have to use my head. I took a lot of notes on indoor battles and fighting in tight spaces. I can do this. Then he saw Katsuki try to give him a sneak attack. Luckily, they dodged it just in time. Izuku, you okay? You too? Nasha, we're all good. Katsuki, nerd. I want you to fight me. Show me what your magic can do against me. Izuku, I knew you'd come at me first. And figured you tried to catch me by surprise. Katsuki started running at him. Katsuki, I want to see just what you can do with that magic. He started to attack him with a right hook. Izuku, fine then. Fire Dragon Iron Fist. He ducked Katsuki's right hook and punched him in the gut, and it sent him flying into the wall behind him. Katsuki, gah! That was pretty strong. Izuku, kaken. You always use a big right hook to start a fight. I know because I watched you for years. I analyzed every amazing hero and even you. I wanted to learn everything I could about them. It was all in the notebook you burned and threw away. I am no longer the defenseless Izuku you know. I am a fire dragon slayer now. Katsuki stood up. Katsuki, you always were the kind of person who doesn't give up. I don't know how you awakened this magic, but I don't care right now. All I care about is seeing what Dragon Slayer magic can really do. So show me what you got, you damn nerd. Battle Training Part 2. Graze Bakugo, come in. You doing alright? Katsuki, more or less. You weren't kidding when you said that Dragon Slayer magic was strong. Izuku, Nasha. Achiko. Go! The two girls ran off and Katsuki used his explosions to give himself a boost of speed and tried to kick him. But he blocked it. He then started to wrap the capture tape around Katsuki's leg. He tried to punch him, but Izuku dodged it. Izuku, first he kicked, then he punched. He's switching things up so I can't predict his moves. I can't attack him at long range using my roar move. That will cause too much property damage, and that isn't something that a hero should do. Izuku, Fire Dragon Claw. He kicked Katsuki while his leg was engulfed in fire. This sent him into another wall. Meanwhile, with Nasha and Achiko, the two were running and then Grace found them. Grace, I thought I'd run into the two of you. Nasha, crap. It's Grace. Achiko, you go on ahead. I'll take on Grace. Achiko, got it. Achiko then ran on ahead. Grace, Ice Make Knuckle. Nasha was blown back. Nasha, youch. Fine then. Fire Dragon Sword Horn. She charged at Graze while engulfed in flames and hit him. He was sent back a bit. Graze, Ice Make Spinner. Nasha engulfed her fists with fire and grabbed onto the spinner, causing it to melt after some time. Nasha, Fire Dragon Iron Fist. She was about to punch him, but then his body turned to water. Graze, nice try. I saw that coming a mile away. Graze, Water Slicer. Nasha barely avoided it. Graze, why are you holding back? Nasha, I'll stop holding back when you stop holding back. Graze, this again? I told you I'm not using it ever again. Nasha, dude. You need to stop fearing the worst. Graze, how can you say that when I almost killed you? Nasha clenched her teeth in anger. Nasha, you know what? I don't have time for this right now. The others are giving it their all, so I will too. Izuku probably doesn't know how to control the heat of his flames yet, but I do. Fire Dragon Roar. The attack landed and Nasha controlled the heat of her flames so that it wouldn't damage the building. Gray, GH. Nasha, Fire Dragon Crushing Fang. She slammed her fist down on Graze and caused a bit of damage to the floor. Meanwhile, with Achiko, she had found the bomb. Achiko found it. Now I just have to tell Izuku and Nasha. And try my best to stay out of sight until they get up here. Tenya, Bakugo, and Graze are certainly playing their part. And that's exactly what we need to succeed in this mission. I need to temporarily devote myself to criminal intent. Yes. I won't fail this trial and risk bringing shame down on the Ida family name. That means I must embrace evil to become a hero. Tenya, behold. I am the personification of villainy. Achiko, he's so serious. Unfortunately, her laughing caught Tenya's attention. Tenya HM? Uraraka, is that you? She realized she was caught and stepped away from the column she was hiding behind. Tenya, I knew you would come here alone the instant that Bakugo and Fullbuster ran off to engage their fights with Midoriya and Dragneel. Your quirk allows you to float anything that you touch, but I've prepared for that by hiding every object in this room so you have nothing to use against me, do-gooder. My dastardly tricks have rendered you helpless. You've blundered, hero. Wahahahaha, Achiko. He really is playing the part. She then talked through her communicator to chat with Izuku and Nasha. Achiko, Izuku? Nasha? Izuku, I'm here. Nasha, everything going alright? Achiko, Ida knows that I'm here. Sorry. Right now he's monologuing. Nasha, monologuing? Why? Achiko, he seems to be really playing the part. Izuku, where are you right now? Achiko, near the middle of the 6th floor. Nasha, so right above us. Gotcha. Izuku, we probably don't have much time left now. We have to finish this fast or they win. Back with Izuku and Katsuki. Katsuki's grenade gauntlets brightened up. Katsuki, I'm all loaded up. Izuku, what does that mean? Katsuki, I'm willing to bet that you know how my quirk, explosion, works by now. Izuku, yeah? You secrete nitroglycerin like sweat from your hands and make it blow up. Katsuki, yup. So imagine what I could do if I had a lot of it. He pulls back the handle on his gauntlet, and a pin pops out. Katsuki, that's right, these gauntlets aren't just for show. They've been storing up my sweat inside for one monster blast. He put his finger on the pin. Almight, young Bakugo. Don't do it. You'll kill him, Katsuki. He'll be fine as long as he dodges. But before he pulled the pin, flashes of when he was captured by the Sludge Villain showed up. More specifically, when Izuku was thrown into that burning building. It made him hesitate. Katsuki, come on, Katsuki. Pull the pin. I can't do it. He took his finger off the pin. Izuku, now's my chance. He charged in while Katsuki just stood there. By the time he saw how close he got to him, it was too late. Izuku, fire dragon crushing Fang. He slammed his fist down on Katsuki's head and smashed him to the ground. He then used the capture tape to put him out of the game. All Might, young Bakugo is out. The villain team loses a member. Izuku, why did he hesitate? No, I shouldn't focus on that right now. I better go help Nasha. He then ran off to help Nasha. Katsuki, I lost, so why do I have a feeling like this was for the best? He then stared at his hand. Meanwhile with Achiko and Tenya, Grage, come in. We lost Bakugo. Things are going to get much harder from here on out. Grage, I know. Izuku is still in the game, and Nasha doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. Achiko, now's my chance. She started running to the bomb. Achiko, if I can claim the weapon, that means we win. Tenya notices this and starts running at her. Tenya, not so fast, hero. She then touched her hand and jumped. She made herself weightless. Achiko, I just have to touch the weapon. In one move, this'll all be over. Tenya, since when can she make herself float? Achiko put her hands together. Achiko, release. But Tenya starts to use his quirk. Achiko, this special move is hard, but it's worth it. Just before she could touch the bomb, Tenya grabbed it and sped off to the other side of the room. Achiko then crashed into the ground. Tenya, admirable attempt, but your quirk's no threat if you can't touch anything. I can easily keep this weapon out of your reach until time runs out. Wahahahaha. Achiko got up. Achiko, it's not over. I won't let Izuku and Nasha down. Meanwhile with Nasha and Grage. Nasha, fire dragon claw. She kicked Grage in the stomach. This sent him back a bit. Grage, ice make crescent blades. The attack was about to hit Nasha, but Izuku got in front of her in time and Izuku fire dragon. He pointed his elbows at the attack. Izuku flame elbow. Blasts of fire from his elbow countered the ice blades which cancelled both attacks out. Nasha, about time you came. Izuku, let's take him down. They both charged at Grage. Izuku and Nasha, fire dragon iron fist. Both attacks connected with Grage's face and sent him flying into the wall, which made a large web-shaped crack and knocked him out. Izuku, I think we overdid it. Nasha, whoops. All Might, young Fullbuster has been knocked out. The villain team loses a member. Nasha, well, we better get to Achiko. Izuku, right. They started to rush off to Tenya and Achiko. Nasha, Grage, you need to stop holding on to the past and give it your all. They eventually made it to Achiko and Tenya. Achiko, Izuku. Nasha. Glad you're here. Tenya, oh drat. Guess Bakugo and Fullbuster were not cunning enough to defeat the Dragon Slayers. Izuku, wow, he really is taking his roles seriously. Nasha, it's kinda funny. Achiko, so, does anyone have a plan? Izuku, along the way here, Nasha told me that we can control the heat of our flames. So here's the plan. Izuku whispered the plan to them. Nasha, great idea. The two then get in front of Tenya. Tenya, try all you might, heroes, but you will not defeat me. They then face a direction diagonal of Tenya. Izuku and Nasha, Fire Dragon Roar. They blasted fire in a diagonal direction and trapped Tenya in the middle of their flames. Tenya, what? No! I can't get out. Achiko then used her quirk to float above them, and when she released herself from her quirk's hold, she was able to grab the bomb because Tenya could not move anywhere. He may have speed, but if he has nowhere to go, it's useless. Achiko, I got it. Tenya and no. The weapon! Izuku and Nasha stopped their fire. Almight, the hero team wins. Izuku and Nasha high-fived each other. After that, they all left and joined their class as they were about to review their match. Almight, now, the MVP of the match is young Midoriya. Could anyone tell me why? Momo, I can, sir. Izuku was able to take advantage of his opponent's openings for one thing. Another thing is that he came up with a plan for him and Nasha to use their fire magic to trap Ida, rather than blast him with fire and hit the bomb as well, which would cause it to blow up instantly. While Nasha did good in the fight, she did not come up with any plans whatsoever. She just went in for a fight. Katsuki put up a good fight, but although it was a good thing that he didn't fire that large-scale attack, which would have resulted in a lot of property damage, which is a poor strategy even though he's on the villain's side, he did hesitate in any other act which gave Izuku the chance he needed in order to defeat him. As for Achiko, she let her guard down and gave away her position to Tenya. As for Tenya, while he had a great strategy and a plan, he got carried away in his monologuing, which gave his opponents time to make a plan, which led to the team's defeat. Finally, there's Greige. Although we couldn't hear the match, judging from how Nasha was reacting, and considering that she prefers a fight where both sides give it everything they have, that leads me to believe that Greige was not giving it his all. For whatever reason is not good, as we need to give it our all in order to protect the innocent. Almight, this girl really has a good eye on her. Why yes. That's exactly right. The rest of the matches went on as in canon. After school, Katsuki was walking home, talking to himself. Katsuki, so that's what Dragon Slayer magic can do, huh? He's getting stronger. I wonder if I'll be able to beat him one day. He looked at his hand. The truth is, something weird happened to him during the entrance exam. Katsuki, and what happened to me during the entrance exam? I hope to learn about it someday soon. I need to do some research on magic. Find out what's happening to me. With that, he continued his way towards home. USJ Part 1. It was the next day and Izuku had just escaped the reporters outside of school. They were asking about what All Might is like as a teacher. When the reporters tried to go inside, they got locked out. In class, Aizawa, decent work on yesterday's combat training class. I saw the video feeds and went over each of your team's results. Bakugo. You made a wise move not firing off that attack, but try not to hesitate against your opponent next time. Villains aren't going to give you the luxury of waiting for you to make your move. Katsuki, yeah, whatever. Aizawa, Midoriya. You made a good plan. Your fire magic will be a useful asset in battle. Same with you, Nasha. So keep working hard. Izuku and Nasha, right. After that, they decided on their class rep. It goes the same as canon, so I'm going to skip that part. Aizawa, today's training will be a little different. You'll have 3 instructors. Me, All Might, and another faculty member will be keeping tabs on you. Izuku, 3 pros? Is that because of the break-in? Greige, may I ask what kind of training we'll be doing? Aizawa, rescue. You'll be dealing with natural disasters, shipwrecks, stuff like that. Denki disasters, huh? Sounds like we're in for a big workout. Mina, totally. Kirishima, real hero stuff. I'm really excited for this. Tsu, finally I'll get to show off how good I am in water, ribbit. Aizawa, guys, I'm not finished yet. What you wear in this exercise is up to you. I know you're excited about costumes, but keep in mind that you haven't gotten used to them yet, and they might limit your abilities. This special training's at an off-campus facility, so we'll be taking a bus to get there. That's all. Start getting ready. He then left, and what he said caught up with Nasha. Nasha, what? No. Please no. Greige, oh. Everyone was confused. Izuku, rescue training. I've been waiting for this. It'll bring me one step closer to being the kind of hero All Might is. I'll do my best. Time skipped to when they got on the bus. Izuku, I don't feel so good. Nasha, join the club. Izuku, why do I feel like I'm gonna throw up? It wasn't like this before? Greige, that shows how much strength you have as a dragon slayer. When your dragon slayer magic strength reach a certain point, that's when you start feeling motion sickness. Tsu, that explains why Nasha reacted the way she did. Grage, yep. Eventually they arrived. Nasha, yes. We stopped moving. Izuku, wow, what a relief. When they got out, they were met with 13. Hello, everyone, I've been waiting for you. Izuku, it's the space hero, 13. The chivalrous pro who's rescued a ton of people from disasters across the world. Achiko, woohoo. 13 is one of my favorite heroes. 13, I can't wait to show you what's inside. Students, this is gonna be awesome. When they got inside, they were amazed at what they saw. Kirishima, holy crap. It looks like some kind of amusement park. 13, a shipwreck, a landslide, a fire, a windstorm, etc. I created this training facility to prepare you to deal with different types of disasters. I call it the Unforeseen Simulation Joint. But you can call it USJ, students, just like Universal Studios Japan. Aizawa, hey, shouldn't Almight be here already? Let me guess, he booked an interview instead. 13, actually it's something else. She slowly held up 3 fingers. 13, apparently he did too much hero work on the ways to school this morning and used up all his power. He's resting in the teacher's lounge. Aizawa, that man is the height of irresponsibility. Well, we should be okay with just the 2 of us. The clock's ticking. We should get started. 13, excellent. Before we begin, let me just say one thing. Well, maybe 2 things. Possibly 3, 4, or 5. Nasha, we get it. 13, listen carefully. I'm sure you're aware that I have a powerful quirk. It's called Black Hole. I can use it to suck up anything and turn it into dust. Izuku, yeah, you've used Black Hole to save people from all kinds of disasters before, haven't you? 13, that's true, but my quirk could also very easily be used to kill. Some of you also have powers that can be dangerous. In our superhuman society, all quirks are certified and stringently regulated, so we often overlook how unsafe they can actually be. Please don't forget that if you lose focus or make the wrong move, your powers can be deadly. Even if you're trying to do something virtuous like rescue someone. Thanks to Aizawa's fitness tests, you have a solid idea of your quirks or magic's potential. And because of All Might's combat training, you likely experienced how dangerous your powers can be when used against other people. Katsuki looked at his hand and clenched it. 13. Carry those lessons over to this class. Today, you're going to learn how to use your quirks and magic to save people's lives. You won't be using your powers to attack enemies or each other, only to help. After all, that's what being a hero is all about. Ensuring the safety of others. That's all I have to say. Thank you so much for listening, Aizawa, right? Now that that's over, then the lights began to malfunction. Then a purple portal appeared in front of the fountain. Then, a bunch of villains came out. Aizawa, stay together and don't move. 13. Protect the students. Kirishima, what's going on? I thought we were rescuing people. Aizawa, stay back. He put on his goggles. Aizawa, this is real. Those are villains. Kurogyri. The only heroes I see are 13 and Eraserhead. Perplexing. According to the schedule we retrieved from UA, All Might should be here as well. Aizawa. So you scumbags used the press as a cover and sneaked onto campus. Tamura, where is he? I went through the trouble of bringing so many friends who are eager to meet him. They want All Might. The great symbol of peace. I can't believe he's not here. Maybe if I kill a few kids, he'll come out to play. Kirishima, how could so many villains get into a UA facility this secure? Momo, yeah, 13. Why aren't the alarms going off? 13, good question. I'm not sure. Shoto, is the entire campus under attack? Or is this their only target? Grage, either way, if the alarm sensors aren't being triggered, then it's likely that one of these villains has a quirk that's masking their presence. They carefully chose this isolated facility as an entry point at a time when a class was being taught. Shoto, they're fools for trespassing here, but they've thought this out. Whatever their plan is, they must have a concrete objective in mind. Nasha, any ideas as to what that is? Shoto, not yet. Aizawa, 13. Get them out of here. Alert the main campus as well. Actually, if they've got the ability to block our sensors, then they might be jamming our regular communications too. Izuku, what are you gonna do? You can't fight them on your own. There's too many of them. Even if you can nullify their quirks, your fighting style's not suited for this. Your power works best in stealth and one-on-one fights. That's not gonna help with the group. Aizawa, you can't be a pro if you only have one trick. I'll leave it to you, 13. Aizawa then jumps down the stairs. Finger gun, shooting squad. Take your aim, needle hair. Didn't our intel say it was just gonna be 13 and Almight out here? Who's that? Shooting squad B, don't recognize him. But if he thinks he can take us down easy, he's dead. Shooting squad, let's gun him down. Aizawa then activated his quirk and the shooting squad's quirks wouldn't work. Finger gun, my quirk. Shooting squad B, where are my bullets? The three thugs were then wrapped up by Aizawa's binding cloth and, villain, idiots. That's Eraserhead. A pro. He can cancel your quirks just by looking at you. Steel bulwark, cancellation? Bet you can't erase the quirk of a mutant type like me. Aizawa, yeah, you're right. I can't. He dodges a punch from Steel Bulwark and punches him in the face. Aizawa, but a villain like you is only dangerous if you can reach me. Aizawa then flings Steel Bulwark across the area. Aizawa, good thing I've taken precautions to make sure that doesn't happen. Aizawa, now, which one of you gutter punks is next? Tamura, there he goes, trying to intimidate us. He is strong, and since he's hiding behind those goggles, you can't tell whose quirk he's erasing. He's making it hard for us to work together or rely on each other's powers. Aizawa kicks two villains and knocks them out. Tamura, how annoying. The worst thing about dealing with pros is when they live up to all their hype. Most of the class started running away. Izuku, whoa. He's holding them off. I guess I shouldn't have underestimated him. Greige, dude. We need to go. Now. Izuku nodded and they all kept running. But just before they could make it, Kurogyri appeared again. Kurogyri, there is no escape for you. Aizawa, damn. I blinked and the guy who seems like the most trouble got away. He tried to get to his class, but the villains surrounded him and prevented him from reaching them. Kurogyri, it's a pleasure to meet you. We are the League of Villains. I know it's impolite, but we decided to invite ourselves into this haven of justice to say hello. And besides, isn't this a fitting place for Almight, the symbol of peace, to take his last breath? I believe he was supposed to be here today, and yet I see no sign of him. There must have been some sort of change in plans we could not have foreseen. Ah, well. In the end, I suppose it doesn't matter. I still have a role to play. 13 was about to use her quirk, but Katsuki and Kirishima rushed in recklessly and attacked. Kirishima, did you think we were just gonna stand around and let you tear this place to shreds? Unfortunately, their attacks had no effect. Kurogyri, you live up to your school's reputation. But you should be more careful, children. Otherwise, someone might get hurt. 13. Get out of the way, Kurogyri. I'll scatter you across this facility to meet my comrades, and your deaths. He then tried to warp everyone away. Luckily, Achiko, Mina, Tenya, Sato, Siro, Shoji, Mineta, and Greige were able to escape. Mineta and Greige escaped because Greige skated away from the warp quirk using his ice make floor magic and Mineta grabbed onto his back. Greige, what kind of quirk is this? Izuku then fell into the water at the shipwreck zone, where he was warped to. Izuku, water? He must have a warping quirk. Not good to be in here. Fire and water are not a good combo. He started to swim up the water. Izuku, they came here to kill Almight. I guess it's a good thing he's not in class right now. But where is he? Then he saw a half-fish villain swim right in front of him. Izuku, what the heck? Half-fish villain. First catch of the day. Sorry, kid, but you gotta die. He opened his mouth to reveal sharp teeth. But before he could harm him, he was kicked in the head by Tsu. Tsu, hey, Midoriya. She used her frog quirk to wrap her tongue around him, kicked the half-fish villain away, and dragged him to surface along with Nasha, who she was holding by her arm. She then hopped up to the boat with them. Nasha, that was close. Izuku, thanks, Ajri. Tsu, I told you to call me Tsu. Izuku, sorry. Tsu. I got it. Tsu, this is turning out to be a terrible day of class. Nasha, no kidding. Izuku, I can't stop thinking about what that villain said. They knew our whole schedule and who would be here. They must have gotten into school files while we were all stuck in the cafeteria. The teachers were busy truing to get the media off school grounds. Nasha, are you saying they've been waiting for the perfect time to attack? Izuku nodded. Nasha, I wonder though. Can they really kill Almight? Tsu, I mean, if the villains spent so much time planning this attack, then they probably figured out a way to kill him. And didn't you hear what that smoke guy said? Maybe we should worry more about not getting tortured to death. Otherwise, we might not survive long enough to see Almight again. And even if he does show up, who knows if he'll make it out in one piece. Nasha, you know, you're not helping our confidence at the moment. We should stop thinking about potentially dying, as that's going to make things worse. Tsu, fair point. Then they got surrounded by villains. Nasha, great. As if our predicament wasn't bad enough. Izuku, Azri might be right. If they're here for All Might, they may have a way to defeat him. They wouldn't have planned this attack if they didn't. But why him out of all heroes? Because his very existence discourages villains and evil? Because he's the one and only symbol of peace and justice? Actually, it doesn't matter. I don't care what their reasons are. I have to focus. I have to face this evil. Head on. If they can beat him, then we have to stop whatever it is these bad guys are planning. We have to work together and keep All Might safe. No one at UA knows what's happening. This is up to us. Let's be heroes. Meanwhile, with the students that escaped the warp gate, Tenya, Shoji. Got them? Anything? Where is everyone? Shoji, they've been scattered across the facility. But our classmates are still here. The other students sigh in relief. Ciro, what do we do? The guy's not affected by physical attacks and can apparently teleport stuff. 13 Class Rep. Tenya, yes? 13. I have a job for you. Run to the school and tell the faculty what's going on here. The alarms aren't sounding, and our phones and radios are useless right now. One of these villains must be to blame. Even though Eraserhead is canceling people's quirks left and right, we're still completely sealed off from the outside world. Likely, whoever is causing this interference hid as soon as they warped into the USJ. They could be anywhere. Impossible to hunt down. It'll be faster for you to run and get help than for us to find whoever's jamming everything. Tenya, yes, but it would be disgraceful for me to leave you all behind. Grage, I disagree. You need to do as she says. There are lots of alarms outside. That's why they're keeping us all trapped here. Sato, so long as you can get out, they won't follow us. Ciro, blow this stupid mist away with those engine legs. 13. Use your quirk to save others. Be a real hero. Achiko, I can help you out. Just like I did when I floated you in the cafeteria. Please, class rep, do it. Tenya got into a running position. Kurogyri, even if this is your only option, are you really foolish enough to strategize in front of your enemy? 13. It won't matter if you know what we're planning or not when I'm done with you. She pointed her finger at Kurogyri and activated her quirk. 13 Black Hole. Back with Izuku, Nasha, and Tsu. Izuku, those villains down there clearly have an advantage in the water, and assume that's where we'll fight. Tsu, if that's the case, they must have known what was inside the USJ before they warped in. Izuku, yeah? But for a group with such careful planning, there's one thing that really sticks out to me, something that just doesn't add up. They sent you here, Azriel. Whoops, I meant TSU. Yeah, they warped you to the shipwreck zone. Tsu, that kinda fell apart on you, didn't it? Izuku, a little bit. Nasha, you too. Focus. Izuku, why does her being here stick out to you? Izuku, right. It means that the villains probably have no idea what our quirks or magic are. Tsu, ribbit. Nasha, good point. You and I may be at a disadvantage here, but if they knew about Tsu's quirk, they would have sent her to the fire zone instead. Izuku, they probably separated us because they didn't know what we could do, and planned to overpower us once we were in smaller groups. Easier to pick us off one by one. We can use that to our advantage. They don't know about our abilities. So for all they know, the three of us could be super powerful. Look, none of them are trying to climb into the boat. That proves they're a little unsure. But that means they're not going to underestimate us either. They're being smart and playing it safe. For now. Nasha, alright. Well, we already know about our magic, so let's talk about quirks. Honestly, I don't have one. Izuku, why you're quirkless? Nasha, yep. I assume you know what that's like since you have been misdiagnosed as one. Tsu, you two must have had a hard life. Nasha, nah. I had Grage as my best friend, so it wasn't all bad. Besides, if people bad-mouthed me, I would scare them with my fire. Izuku, I'd rather not talk about my past. Tsu, but you recently manifested your quirk? Izuku, yep. Tsu, well, I'll start. Obviously, I can jump high and cling to pretty much any wall. And of course there's my tongue. I can stick it out to about 20 meters. Oh yeah, and I can spit out my stomach so I can clean it. That's not really useful. Finally, I secrete a toxic mucus. It just stings a bit. We can probably only use my jumping and my tongue here. Forget about the last things. Izuku, that's pretty impressive. My quirk is strong, but it comes at a price. Once I use it, I'm pretty much out of commission. It's a double-edged sword until I can control it. So until that happens, I use my magic instead. Then, a giant water claw slashed at the boat. Doziaman, I'm starting to get bored. Let's get the show on the road. Nasha, great. The ship's sinking. She walks up to the front of the ship. Nasha, water, I have a plan. Izuku, what is it? Nasha, in order for me to put it into action, I need to get into the water. Tsu, are you actually about to jump in there? Nasha looked at her and grinned. Nasha, trust me. Nasha then jumped off the boat and into the water. Half-fish villain, stupid kid. She then brought out something. Nasha, here goes nothing. Open! Gate of the water bearer. Aquarius. Everyone gawked in surprise. Aquarius, Nasha? What do you want? Nasha, I know you're not exactly the most eager to help me, but I could really use your help right now in dealing with these water villains who are trying to kill me and my new friends. Aquarius looks at the villains and gave them a glare, which caused them to back away in fear. Aquarius, fine. Get back on the boat though. Nasha, you hear that, Tsu? Bring me up. Tsu nodded and used her tongue to bring her up. The villains were caught in the water torrent, and the ship Izuku, Nasha, and Tsu were on was brought to shore. The villains were knocked out when the torrent died down. Izuku, ow. Tsu, I bit my tongue. Nasha, sorry. I should have given you a warning. Aquarius, I've done what you ask. Now I'm going to go on a vacation with my boyfriend. Nasha, gotcha. I won't summon you or Scorpio for a while now. Aquarius, good. But bye. She then disappeared. Izuku, what was that? Nasha, see, I inherited my mom's celestial spirit keys. I can only summon Aquarius in the water, so I took the chance. Although she can be pretty moody and gets irritated easily. But she is caring. Mostly to her boyfriend, another celestial spirit I'm contracted to. Tsu, celestial spirit? Ribbit? Nasha, I'll explain later. We need to get going. They nodded and left the area. USJ Part 2. Izuku, alright. If we follow the shore to the exit, then we can avoid the central plaza entirely. Tsu, good idea. That way we don't run into the villains Mr. Aizawa's facing off with there. Izuku, yeah, but can he handle them on his own? How long can he hold out against a big group like that? If he doesn't get some backup, then he's just going to overexert himself. He'll end up defeated by those villains cause he was trying to keep us safe. Nasha, I think I get what you're saying. Tsu, ribbit? Izuku, I'm not saying that we should jump into the middle of a battle. But maybe we can find a way to take a few of those guys out and lighten his load. They make their way to where Aizawa is to see that he's doing alright. But then, Tamura started to rush at Aizawa. Tamura, first it was 23 seconds. Aizawa, final boss. He threw his scarf at Tamura, but he grabs it and continues rushing at him. Tamura, then it was 24 seconds. They both charged at each other. Tamura, then 20. And then 17. Aizawa then tried to elbow him in the gut. But Tamura caught it. Tamura, it was hard to see when you were jumping around. But I found your tell. It's your hair. Aizawa's eyes widened because he knew Tamura was right. Tamura, when it drops, it means you've stopped using your quirk. He started to decay Aizawa's elbow. Tamura, you're having to blink more often. Izuku, Tsu, and Nasha's eyes widened as they saw Aizawa's elbow crumbling. Tamura, don't push yourself too hard, now. You might just fall apart. Wouldn't that be a shame? Acting fast, Aizawa punched Tamura with his other hand and was able to get some distance from him. Aizawa, he destroyed my elbow. More villains came and he had to fight them. Tamura, that annoying quirk of yours isn't suited for drawn-out fights against big groups. You're much better at working stealthily. You're known for surprise attacks, rather than fighting head-to-head. But even knowing that, you didn't hesitate to jump into the middle of this fight to put your students at ease. Aizawa kept fighting before he turned to face Tamura again. Tamura, and look at you, you're still standing. You really are so cool. Oh, and by the way, hero. Aizawa turned around and saw Nomu. Tamura, I'm not the final boss. Nomu then attacked Aizawa. Izuku, no. Mr. Aizawa, back at the entrance. Kurojiri. Black hole, the quirk that sucks up matter and turns it to dust. Such an astounding power. However, you're a rescue hero, 13, skilled at saving people, from disasters. Consequently, that means you have little fighting experience or battlefield awareness. Saying that, he made a warp gate in front of him and another one behind 13, which caused her to use black hole on herself. Kurogiri, how unfortunate. You've turned yourself into dust. 13 fell down. 13, I'm sorry. He got me. Mina, 13, Grage, Ida. Get moving! Now, Tenya did as he was told. Tenya, engine, Kurogiri, a sheep trying to escape from the wolves. I simply can't allow that. He opened a warp gate in front of Tenya. Kurogiri, if other heroes arrive, it'll be harder for us to put an end to Almight. Tenya tried to stop, but it was too late. He was about to be warped away. Luckily, Shoji grabbed it. Shoji, run! Tenya kept running. Kurogiri, you impertinent child. He rushed towards Tenya. Kurogiri, you won't set foot outside those doors. Tenya, I'm close. But what if it's locked? Will I be able to pry it open in time? Kurogiri, I have no time for this. Back in the main area, Tamura, what do you think? Eraserhead. He's the bioengineered, anti-symbol of peace. But you can call him Noma. Meanwhile in the collapse zone, Katsuki, say goodbye. He blasted 2 villains with an explosion and sent them crashing into a wall, knocking them out. Meanwhile, Kirishima knocked out another villain. Katsuki, think that's the last of these guys? Bunch of weaklings. Kirishima, alright. Let's hurry and find the rest of our class. If we're both still in the USJ, then everyone else probably is too. And not all of them have the offensive skills we do. We gotta make sure they're safe. Especially since we screwed things up when we got in the way earlier. If 13 had been able to suck up that villain, then we never would have been separated like that. We have to make it up to the others. Katsuki, you wanna track everyone down, have fun. But I'm gonna destroy that warty bastard. Kirishima, huh? Our physical attacks didn't hurt that guy. Come on. Don't be an idiot, man. Katsuki, shut up. I'm gonna take him down because he's their way in and out. If I cut off their escape route, they'll be stuck here and have to pay for what they've done. We'll just have to figure it out. A villain with a chameleon quirk tried to sneak up on Katsuki but was grabbed by the head and got blasted with an explosion. Anyway, if all these villains are small fries like these guys were, then our classmates can handle them. Kirishima, that reaction time was insane. Katsuki threw the villain aside. Katsuki, go find the others if you want to. Kirishima, wait, hold up. I think what you're really saying is that you believe in our classmates. And that's thinking like a man. Katsuki then noticed a villain drop down from the ceiling and was about to attack Kirishima. Katsuki, look out! He reached his hand out to the villain and, the villain was knocked out instantly. Katsuki's hand then turned back to normal. Kirishima, what the? Was that magic? Katsuki stepped back. Katsuki, no, I was trying to keep this a secret. I shouldn't have this ability. Kirishima, Bakugo. Calm down. Explain what's happening. Katsuki, I can't. Then Katsuki felt a pain in his head and he dropped to his knees. Kirishima, Bakugo. Katsuki's eyes opened but they changed color. He then stood up and spoke in a different tone of voice. Katsuki, this brat really needs to get a grip. Kirishima backed away. Kirishima, why you're not Bakugo? Who are you? Katsuki, you're right. I'm not him. As for who I am, I'll tell you. My name is Gajeel Red Fox. Kirishima, Gajeel Red Fox? Gajeel, yep. I am the Iron Dragon Slayer. Kirishima, you're a Dragon Slayer too? Gajeel, yup. I was a member of Fairy Tail. Until we all died. Now my spirit resides with this brat. He awakened it during the entrance exam when he accidentally swallowed a bit of metal from one of the robots. Honestly though, this brat is such a wuss. Kirishima, that's kinda mean, don't you think? Gajeel, I'm sorry, if you had Iron Dragon Slayer magic, would you train yourself in utilizing it as a hero? Or would you be like this kid and hide it away because he's too scared to use it? Kirishima couldn't say anything. Gajeel, yeah? That's what I thought. Kirishima, if that's how you feel, why stick around? Gajeel, I didn't choose to posse's him. My spirit wasn't able to pass on to the afterlife because I felt like I didn't do enough. So as a result, I'm stuck haunting this kid and he's able to use my Dragon Slayer magic because of it. But I'm not happy that he's too scared to use it. Kirishima, I'll try to convince him to use it. Gajeel smiled. Gajeel, I'm counting on you. Make it so. I'll give this brat control again. And that he did. Katsuki, the hell happened? Kirishima told him everything. Katsuki, I knew it. What I used was Dragon Slayer magic. Kirishima, you have to use it, man. Think of what a great hero you could be with it. Katsuki, like that'll ever happen. Kirishima, huh? Katsuki, I don't know why I came to this school in the first place. Not after what I did. Kirishima, what are you talking about? Katsuki, I'm a bully. Not a hero. Kirishima, huh? Katsuki, Midoriya and I have known each other since before we got our quirks checked. I got my explosion quirk, but he was quirkless. Ever since then, I bullied him. I showed no regret for it at all. In fact, the day he awakened his magic, I made the dumbest mistake of my life. Kirishima, which was, Katsuki, I suicide baited him. Kirishima's eyes widened. Kirishima, why would you do that? Katsuki, I don't know. All I do know is that it was stupid of me to say such a thing. Then I got caught in the Sludge Villain incident and Midoriya rushed in to save me. Kirishima, so that was him? The kid who defeated the Sludge Villain? Katsuki, yeah? He got hurt trying to save me and almost died. That was when everything I had done caught up to me. But it's too late for forgiveness. Gigiel's magic is wasted on me. Kirishima, I disagree. It takes a big man to admit he did something wrong. I'm not going to help you earn Midoriya's forgiveness. Katsuki, knowing him, he'd forgive me anyways. That's how he is. Kirishima, even so, we all need that Iron Dragon Slayer magic to help us. Besides, just because you have Dragon Slayer magic doesn't mean you have to be some perfect angel. Katsuki, fine. But if I hurt anyone on our side, I'm not using it again. I'm not planning on doing anything worse. With that, they left. Back in the entrance area, Greige, Ice make rampart. Kurogyri slammed right into the rampart. This gave Tenya enough time to pry the door open and escape. Kurogyri, he's going to call for backup. It's over. Meanwhile in the main area, Noma was breaking Aizawa's bones with ease. Tamura, you can erase people's powers. That's irritating, but nothing impressive. When faced with true devastating power, you might as well be a quirkless child. He tried to erase Noma's quirk, but he just stomped on Aizawa's arm, which made him close his eyes in pain. Aizawa, he's snapping my bones like they're twigs. I'm positive I erased his quirk. That means he's super strong, even without powers. Noma grabbed him by the head. Aizawa, I think he's as strong as Almight. Noma slammed his face into the ground. Hard. And Izuku, Nasha, and Tsu could only watch. Then, Kurogyri appeared right beside him. Kurogyri, Tamura Shigaraki. Tamura, Kurogyri, did you manage to kill 13? Kurogyri, the rescue hero is out of commission. But there were students I was unable to disperse and one of them got outside the facility. Tamura, huh? He started scratching his neck rapidly while breathing heavily. Tamura, Kurogyri, you fool, if you weren't our warp gate, I'd tear apart every last atom in your body. He then stopped scratching his neck. Tamura, there's no way we can win if dozens of pros show up to stop us. It's game over. Back to the title screen. And I was looking forward to finishing this today. Damn it. Let's go home. Nasha, they're leaving? Just like that? Tsu, that's what it sounded like to me, but I have a real bad feeling about this. Izuku, it seems weird that they'd retreat at this point, even if help is on the way. All Might's probably on his way. Don't they want to kill him? They must know UA will beef up their security after this. So now's their best chance. What's going on here? Why is this game over? Tamura, oh, before we leave, let's make sure the symbol of peace is broken. Let's wreck his pride. Before they had a chance to think, Tamura got right in front of them. Tamura, let's make this hurt. He was about to grab Nasha. But just before he did, he stopped. Tamura, you really are so cool, Eraserhead. With the last of his strength, Aizawa was able to stop his quirk. But Noma slammed his head into the ground and knocked him out. And then, Izuku grabbed Tamura's arm almost instantly and talked in a voice that only Nasha recognized. Izuku, keep your filthy hands off of her. He tossed Tamura back and charged at him. Green scales covering his arm. Izuku, fire dragon smash. He then threw his punch. Nasha, that voice. No way could it be? D-Dad? Izuku then took back control and realized what happened. He then looked at his arm to see it wasn't broken. Izuku, what? My arm's not broken. I can't believe it. After all that training, now's when I'm able to use my quirk without breaking my bones? Alright, but then he heard Natsu's voice. Natsu, watch out! Izuku looked up to see Nomu in front of him, who looked to have taken not much damage. There was a slight burn mark on him. But that's it. Izuku, where'd he come from? Wait, hold on. My attack barely hurt him? Tamura, you're pretty powerful. This smash of yours, are you one of All Might's disciples? Doesn't matter. I'm done with you now. Nomu grabbed his arm. Tsu and Nasha tried to help him, but Tamura was about to grab them. But then the door bursted open and everyone looked in that direction. There was a lot of smoke, but seems we made it just in time. Good thing. The last thing this school needs is for the students to die. Don't worry, you kids. The smoke cleared to reveal. Sting, we came here to help. Rogue, we'll make sure you come out of this mess alive. Sting and Rogue, you have our word. USJ final. Sting, we had decided to come to the USJ to meet the dragon slayers of this school. Rogue, but that Ida kid bumped into us on the way and told us everything. So we rushed here as fast as we could. Lecter, geez. Look at Eraserhead. Frosh, oh no. He looks seriously hurt. With Izuku, Nasha, and Tsu. Nasha, Sting, and Rogue. Izuku, why you know them? Nasha, not personally. But my parents told me about them. They are third-generation dragon slayers. Izuku's eyes widened. Tamura, I don't care who you two are. You're sure as hell not All Might. With Sting and Rogue, one of the villains recognized Sting and Rogue. Villain 1, holy crap. It's the twin dragon slayers of Sabretooth. Villain 2, what are you talking about? Villain 3, this is no time to talk, you idiots. If we strike them now, we can kill them. Sting, White Dragon Roar. All the villains at the entrance area were taken out with that single attack. Lecter, that's what these fools get for picking a fight with us. The four started to walk down the steps. Rogue then turned into a shadow and moved swiftly through the area, and before Tamura could act, he turned back to normal and rescued Izuku, Nasha, and Tsu. Tsu, this isn't something you two are able to do. Nasha, Rogue has Shadow Dragon Slayer magic and Sting has White Dragon Slayer magic. Izuku and I have Fire Dragon Slayer magic. Rogue, you three need to get back to the entrance. Rogue and I will handle this. Tsu ribbit. Rogue looked back at Tsu for a moment and smiled. Nasha, thank you, Rogue. Rogue, so that's Natsu and Lucy's daughter, huh? Wonder how strong she's become. Izuku, your magic is incredible. I hope to learn more about it soon. The three then make their way to escape and Sting comes over to Rogue. Tamura, of course these government heroes rely on violence. I wasn't prepared. Sting, guess again, man-child. We're not heroes. We're wizards. Tamura, wizards? Then that means, Sting, yep. We use magic. Not quirks. Meanwhile, Frosh and Lecter were carrying Aizawa. Lecter, geez. Why is it that people are so much heavier when they're unconscious? Frosh, I dunno. Rogue's right hand had shadows coming out of it. He then lunged at Tamura. Rogue, Shadow Dragon slash. Tamura, Nomu. Nomu got in front of him, and he slashed Nomu instead. But it didn't seem to do anything. Rogue, what? Nomu tried to grab him, but he ducked out of the way. He then jumped back to put some distance. Rogue, Shadow Dragon Roar. It pushed Nomu back a lot, and he took some damage. Tamura, try all you want. But Nomu has shock absorption. The only way you're going to hurt him is to slowly gouge out his flesh. Of course, I don't think he'll sit back and let you do that. Nomu charged at Rogue again, but Sting got in front of him. Sting, White Dragon Iron Fist. He hit Nomu's beak and pushed it back. Sting, why tell us how to beat it? I'd rather have a long and fulfilling fight. Tamura, Kurogyri, take these guys out of here. Kurogyri was about to warp the twin dragon slayers out of the building, but the warp gate got eaten by Rogue. Tamura, what? Rogue, your warp gates are a kind of shadowy mist. As such, I can eat them. You won't be getting rid of us. Then, Tamura had a plan. Tamura, Kurogyri, listen closely. He whispered something to Kurogyri. Kurogyri on it. He then made a warp gate in front of Izuku and another in front of Tamura, and he was about to put his hand through it, but Katsuki, not on my watch. Iron Dragon Roar. The warp gate was blasted away before Tamura could put his hand through. Then, Kurogyri was grabbed by Katsuki and pinned down. Then, Shoto froze half of Nomu's body. Lecter, hey, wasn't that Iron Dragon Slayer magic? Frosh, I think so too. And that kid has ice. Shoto, one of your poorly trained things told me you're here because you think you can kill All Might. Sting, what are these kids doing here? Kirishima then tried to punch Tamura, but he dodged quickly. Kirishima, damn. That was gonna be cool. Katsuki, guess I found your body that time, you smoky bastard. Tamura, Kurogiri, how could you let this brat get the best of you? You've gotten us into a real jam here. Katsuki, you got careless, you dumb villain. It wasn't hard to figure you out. Only certain parts of you turn into that smoking warp gate. You used that mist to hide your actual body as a kind of distraction, thinking that made you safe. It's not that our physical attacks don't work on you. It's just that we missed. But if you didn't have a body, you wouldn't be wearing this neck armor, right? You're not immune to physical attacks if they're well aimed. Kurogiri tried to escape, but his neck armor got some explosions dealt to him. Katsuki, don't move. You try anything funny, and I'll blow you up right now and then eat that neck armor of yours, you got it? Gijeel decided to speak in his mind. Gijeel, I like the sound of that. Tamura, they escaped uninjured and captured my 2 strongest men. Kids these days really are amazing. They make the League of Villains look like amateurs. Can't have that. Noma tried to break free, but his arm and leg broke off in the process. But then they regenerated. Sting, wait, I thought his quirk was shock absorption. Tamura, I didn't say that was his only quirk. He also has super regeneration. Nomu has been modified to take All Might on even at 100% of his power. He's basically a highly efficient punching bag that hits back. First, we need to free our method of escape. Get him, Nomu. Nomu charged at Katsuki, about to strike. Luckily, before Nomu could hit Katsuki, Rogue transformed into a shadow, got to Katsuki first, and saved him just in time. But he got hit in the process due to having to become tangible again to push Katsuki out of the way. But he was still doing okay. Frosh, Rogue, Lecter, don't worry. Rogue will be fine. Tamura, so, he protected the child, huh? Sting walked over to Rogue. Sting, you okay, Rogue? Rogue, yeah? He then faced Tamura. Rogue, these are kids, and you didn't hold back? Tamura, I didn't have much of a choice. He was threatening my companion. Besides, these kids are no angels. The green-haired fire user? He tried to kill me with a maxed-out punch. What kind of hero does something like that? Heroes think they can get away with being as violent as they want if they say it's for the sake of others. Well, you know what? That pisses me off. Why do people get to decide that some violent actions are heroic and others are villainous? Casting judgment as to what's good and what's evil. All Might, the symbol of peace? Ha! He's just another government-sponsored instrument of violence. And violence always breeds more violence. I'll make sure the world understands that once he's dead. Rogue didn't say anything. As for Sting, he started laughing. Tamura, why are you laughing? Sting stopped laughing after a minute. Sting, sorry. It's just that you're nothing but a lunatic. I know people like you. Always trying to make your villainous actions seem like they're for a good cause. Drop the act. We all know you're doing this for only one reason. You like to kill. Am I right? Tamura, he's got me figured out. Rogue, your silence speaks volumes. Shoto, we've got them outnumbered. Kirishima, these dudes may act really tough, but we can take him down now with these guys' help. Let's, Sting, leave. Now, Shoto, but, Rogue, we've got this. Katsuki, but you guys are barely able to hold your own even while giving it your all. Sting, what gave you the impression that we were giving it our all? Shoto, Katsuki, and Kirishima, huh? Tamura, Nomu. Kurogiri. Kill those two. I'll deal with the children. Let's clear this level and go home. Before Tamura could start running, however, Sting pulsed with a white color before a white aura bursted around him. The same thing happened with Rogue, but it was a shadow color and aura. Sting and Rogue. Dragon Force. Tamura, are those scales? Sting smirks. Sting, you bet. Let's end this, Rogue. Rogue, right? Sting and Rogue charged forward at incredible speed. Sting and Rogue. White/Shadow Dragon Iron Fist. They both punched Nomu and caused a lot of wind pressure. It launched everyone else around them back. Tamura, weren't you listening? He has shock absorption. Rogue, so what? Shadow Dragon Waxwing Flash. Nomu, Tamura and Kurogiri were sent flying back. Sting. White Dragon Holy Breath. Tamura and Kurogiri had to run to safety. Kurogiri. This power, there's no way we can get near them. Sting and Rogue then charged at Nomu again and started to punch him with many white and shadow dragon iron fists. Sting. He said your quirk was shock absorption. not nullification. Rogue, which means there's only so much you can take. Sting, Holy Ray, all the beams of light hitting Nomu has made it reach its limit. Sting, hey students. Villains. You're all in for a treat. You're about to see our strongest attack. Rogue, ready Sting? Sting, always. Sting and Rogue. Holy Shadow Dragon Flash Fong. The enormous attack hit Nomu and completely vaporized him. Sting, whoops. Looks like we went a little overboard. Rogue, better that walking corpse than any of the students. The twin dragon slayers turned to Tamura. Sting, seems your all-might killer never got the chance to fight him. That's unfortunate. I suggest you surrender. Rogue, no need for any more violence today. We already went overboard on your living corpse. Let's not have any real dead bodies on our hands. Tamura grit his teeth in rage. Izuku, I never thought that Dragon Slayer magic could be this strong. Meanwhile with Denki, Momo, and Kyoka, Denki was captured by a villain. He had caught them off guard after they had thought they defeated all the villains, and Denki was suffering the drawback of his quirk. He's completely brain dead now. Electric Villain, get your hands up now. And no quirks, got it? Use your powers, and I'll kill your friend here. Momo, Denki's helpless. Kyoka, damn villain. He totally caught us off guard. Momo, I thought that electric blast would have fried them all. We're so stupid. How did we not see this coming? Electric Villain, I feel a little brotherhood with other electric types, so I don't want to kill him. But I will if you make me. His hands started sparking and Denki started to whimper in fear. So Momo and Kyoka's hands were up. Momo, an electric quirk user. He's probably the one Shoto and Grage said was jamming our communications. The villain started walking towards them. Electric Villain, don't move a muscle. Let's take this nice and slow. Kyoka then got an idea. Kyoka, you two dudes are so lucky. People with electric quirks are destined for mainstream success. Electric Villain, huh? Momo whispers, what are you doing? Kyoka, I mean, even if you didn't want to be a hero, there are tons of jobs you could do in the city, right? Your kinda quirk is in high demand. She was starting to extend her earphone jacks to her leg gear. Kyoka, so I'm wondering, why would you become a villain in the first place? But the electric villain saw right through her plan. So he brought his sparking hand closer to Denki's face. Electric Villain, nice try. I'm not so easily distracted. Big mistake. I'm not some dumb thug who can be outsmarted by a couple of kids. The unconscious villains then started to get up. Electric Villain, you need to learn how to handle hostage situations seriously. So here's the new deal. Either this idiot's going to die, or you are. What's it gonna be? However, Denki had a calm look on his face. And then he grabbed and twisted the sparking hand. Electric Villain, AGH. What the? Denki then grabbed the other hand and squeezed it tight enough for him to get free. And then he punched the electric villain in the gut and launched him back. Momo, what the heck? The electric villain got up. Electric Villain, you're dead. Then Denki charged in and spoke in a different voice. Denki? Lightning Dragon Iron Fist. That single punch knocked him out and made Kyoka and Momo take a step back. Kyoka, that doesn't sound like Kaminari. The other villains saw what happened and started charging in like idiots. Denki, TCH. He rushed to one group of them. Denki, Lightning Dragon Breakdown Fist. The entire group was zapped and knocked out. Instantly. Denki, strange. I feel stronger. Like I have infinite electricity within me. Must be this boy's quirk. Momo, this boy? This isn't Denki. Denki then turned to where another group of villains were, and they were starting to shake in fear. But they were still dumb enough to charge in. Denki, Lightning Dragon Iron Hammer. Another group of villains charged in. Denki, these villains are nothing more than idiots. Lightning Dragon Jaw. Those villains won't be waking up for a while. Then Kyoka heard some villains and saw that they were about to get the jump on her and Momo. But Denki was already in front of them. Denki, I will not allow you to hurt them. Lightning Dragon Heavenward Halberd. Yep. They're totally unconscious. The remaining villains started shaking in fear as Denki got in front of them. Denki? Are you also going to attack? Or are we going to end this peacefully? Like the idiots they are, they charged in. Denki, fine then. Lightning Dragon Roar. They were zapped and completely unconscious. Denki, seems like that's the last of them. He turns to Momo and Kyoka, who step back in fear. Denki then puts up his hands to say that he's not going to harm them. Denki, relax. I mean you no harm. Kyoka, you're not Denki, are you? Denki? Denki? That's the name of this boy. Well, no. I'm not. I am a spirit who resides within him. It seems I awakened just in time to possess him. Momo, who are you? Denki? My name is Laxus Strayer. I am a second-generation dragon slayer. The Lightning Dragon Slayer. And I was a member of Fairy Tail as well as the grandson of its guild master. Momo, Lightning Dragon Slayer? Laxus, yes. My father was a rotten man, and he implanted a dragon lacrima in me. It gave me this power, but I am in no way indebted to that man. Kyoka, a rotten man? Laxus. He used to be a member of Fairy Tail, but he got banished. He tried to take back the dragon lacrima he implanted in me despite knowing it would harm and potentially kill me. Kyoka, aren't you already dead? Laxus. I died 10 years ago. Way after that scheme of his. But we need to leave right now. Denki is still unconscious, so I'm going to keep control over his body until he wakes up. Momo, let's go. With that, they left, back with Sting and Rogue. Sting, what's the matter? I thought you said you were going to clear this level. So come on. Show us what you can do. Tamura stepped back in fear. Kurogyri, what is the plan? Tamura, Shigaraki. Tamura, there's no way we can win against those two. They killed my Nomu with ease and they haven't even broken a sweat. Even if Nomu were still here right now, he would be destroyed. Who's to say we won't? We aren't dealing with heroes. We're dealing with wizards. Our only option is escape. It's game over for real this time. Those two are too much on their own. And soon, All Might and the rest of the heroes will arrive. Going up against them now would be idiotic. Let's go home. Kurogyri, I understand. Kurogyri started to warp them away. Sting, hey, Rogue, don't you dare flee. They ran towards Tamura, but they were too late. He and Kurogyri were gone. Sting, damn it. We couldn't stop their escape. Rogue, we'll find them one day. For now, we need to save the other students. Sting nodded and they rushed off to the other areas. It didn't take long before everyone was saved and brought back to the entrance. Rogue, now that everyone is safe, we need to get back to Sabretooth. Sting nodded and they turned and started walking out. Sting, you kids okay? Grage, we are now, thanks to you. Sting and Rogue smiled. Sting, glad to hear. Lecter, you kids better leave the building now. The heroes will be here soon. They nodded and left. After that, the heroes arrived and rounded up all the villains. After that, the students left for home, with Nasha and Grage who were walking to their homes. Grage, what? Are you serious? Nasha, I would never joke about something like this. Dad's spirit must be residing within Izuku. That's the only possible reason his voice was coming out of Izuku's mouth. Grage, what are we going to do about this? Nasha, talk about it with Izuku one day. But for now, we need a break. All this villain stuff has made me hungry. After that, they continued on to home, wondering what the future holds for them. Under construction and gathering a team for a mission. After the USJ incident, the students were given a week off from school. It was currently day 3 of their break in the afternoon, and Izuku hasn't heard from Natsu at all. And then, Izuku. There are some people here to see you. Izuku, there are? It was odd for Izuku since because of his quirkless status, people wouldn't come to see him most of the time, so he was a little worried. When he came downstairs, he saw Nasha and Grage. Izuku, Nasha? Grage? Grage, hey Izuku. Nasha, how've you been? Izuku, I've been better. But that's not really saying much. Nasha, well, Grage and I wanted to take you somewhere. What do you say? Izuku, he looks at his mother. Go on ahead, Izuku. They seem like good people. Izuku nodded. Izuku, let me just get my shoes on first. He puts his red shoes on. Izuku, alright. Let's go. They leave the house and walk together. Izuku, so, how did you find out where I live? Grage, we'll explain later. But while we walk, we need to talk about the USJ. Izuku, what about it? You know, what specifically? Nasha, be honest with us, Izuku. Is my dad's spirit residing within you? Izuku froze. Nasha, so it's true. Izuku, he sighs. Izuku, alright. Yes. It's true. Natsu's spirit resides within me. That's why I'm able to use Fire Dragon Slayer magic. Nasha, why didn't you tell us? Izuku, how am I supposed to break it to you that the spirit of your dead father resides within my body? Grage, I'm afraid he has a point. It's not something he can just tell us easily. Especially you. Nasha, I see. It's kinda weird when you think about it. But I'm also a bit happy that my dad's magic is being used by you, Izuku. Izuku, why you are? Nasha, yeah? You're a great guy and very responsible. It's a good thing you have his power. Izuku blushed a bit and rubbed the back of his head while looking down. Greige, we're here. Izuku looked up to see a building that looked to be under construction as well as a request board. Izuku, what is this? Nasha, Greige and I are rebuilding Fairy Tail. Izuku's eyes widened. Izuku, why you are? They nodded. Greige, Fairy Tail was the best guild out there, but was destroyed. As two of the guild's survivors, we feel it's our duty to restore the guild to its former glory. Unfortunately, it'll take more than the two of us. Nasha, Izuku, will you join us in restoring Fairy Tail? Izuku, of course. Nasha and Greige smile. Nasha and Greige, happy to hear that. Izuku, so, what's our first step? Nasha, right now, we need to find someone from a construction company to help us out. Until then, let's do a guild task. Izuku, sounds great to me. They head over to the request board. There were not many jobs though. Greige, unfortunately, we don't have all that many requests due to us basically starting from scratch. There are only 3 tasks. Izuku, so, 1 each? Nasha, that may be a plan, but guild members often form teams. And I think it's best that we work together. Izuku, good point. By the way, aren't there supposed to be guild masters? Who is gonna be the guild master of the new Fairy Tail? That would be me. Izuku froze. Izuku, that voice. He turned to see. Nasha, this is Hisashi. He hasn't told us his last name for some reason, but he's going to be our guild master when the building is rebuilt. Izuku, dad? Hisashi, hey, champ. Been a while. Nasha and Greige, dad? Nasha, wait, that's your dad? Greige, you know, in hindsight, we should have realized that sooner. Why else would he look so much like Izuku, as well as know where he lives? Hisashi, it's true. I had to keep things a secret to keep you and your mother out of the dangers that the magic world can cause. But you seem to be able to handle yourself, now. Izuku hugged his dad. Hisashi, heh. Good to see you too, son. Greige, did you come here to see Izuku? Hisashi, well, I did. But that wasn't the only reason. I got a new request. It's a really exciting one at that, but the payoff isn't about money. Greige, what do you mean? Hisashi, it's a rescue mission sent by someone little. It involves going against the Shai Hasaikai Yakuza. Greige, Yakuza? Hisashi, I don't know all the details, but from what I could get, this little girl is in desperate need of help. But this mission is pretty difficult for you kids. We need more members to help. And I'll be coming with you. If you want to accept it. I won't force you to. Izuku, I want to help her. Greige, that was fast. Hisashi, I'm not even surprised that he was so open about it. Nasha, seriously? Hisashi, he's my son, Nasha. I know how he is. Nasha, fair. Well, I'm in too. Greige, as am I. Hisashi, great. However, this mission will need more members. I don't have law magic like Makarov and Mavis. And even if I did, that would be dangerous since there are a lot of members of that Yakuza. And Nasha can only summon one spirit at a time. Any ideas? They thought about it for a bit before. Izuku, Kaken. Hisashi, HM? Katsuki? Why Katsuki? Greige, right. He has Iron Dragon Slayer magic. Nasha, not only that. I think Igeel's spirit resides within him. Izuku, how many more members should we need? Hisashi, I'd say about 1 more. And I know just who? But first, we need to talk to Katsuki. Izuku nodded. Izuku, I'll go talk to him. Hisashi, wait, do you know your way back? Izuku paused. Hisashi, yeah, I thought not. I'll come with you. Izuku, okay. They went to Katsuki's home and rang his doorbell. Katsuki opened the door. Katsuki, to Izuku? Hisashi? Hisashi, been a while, hasn't it? Katsuki, what are you two doing here? Izuku, we need to talk, Kaken. Hisashi, may we come in? Katsuki, I'm sure. He lets them in. They then explain everything. Izuku, so what do you say? Are you in? Katsuki, out of all people, why trust me? Izuku, huh? Katsuki, I bullied you for being quirkless like a damn idiot. Why the hell are you trusting me to have your back when all I ever did was backstab you? Hisashi, so you did bully him. Izuku, why you knew, Dad? Hisashi, son, your mother isn't an idiot. She saw those burned scars. She couldn't say anything because she knows how you are. You would blame it on yourself no matter what she said, and it's not like we could say anything to the teachers. They just make things worse. Katsuki looked down. Hisashi, when did you grow a conscience, Katsuki? Katsuki, I saw him get launched into a burning building. It was my fault, Izuku, and no. I ran in without thinking, Katsuki. I'm the one who let the damn sludge villain capture me, Izuku. But he captured me first, Katsuki. You wouldn't have been captured if I didn't bully you, Izuku. You wouldn't have bullied me if I didn't make you feel weak that day, Katsuki. It was pathetic of me to feel weak just because you were being nice. Hisashi, stop. Both of you. They stopped talking. Hisashi, neither of you are at fault. Izuku, you were just trying to be nice to Katsuki. And Katsuki, you only got this way because everyone kept feeding your ego as a kid, which can happen to many people. Trust me. I've seen it happen. What's important is that you realized your mistakes and are acting like a better person now. That makes you trustworthy because you actually changed for the better. So will you help us? Your quirk and magic will come in handy. Katsuki thought about it for a moment. Katsuki, alright. I'm in. But if we're up against the Yakuza, we may get in trouble for this. Hisashi, that's why I called an old friend of mine who gave us permission to raid the place. Izuku, who? Hisashi. His name is Mirai Sasaki, aka Sir Night Eye. He was All Might's former sidekick. Izuku and Katsuki, what? No way, Hisashi chuckled. Hisashi, yeah? But he also is having someone join him. Izuku, I wonder who he is. It's me. They looked to a wall to see. Katsuki, what the buck? Izuku, I asked that a quirk at work? Hisashi laughed a little. Hisashi, should have known he would send you Mirio. Izuku, Mirio? Mirio, yeah? I'm Mirio Togata. Third-year student at UA and one of the Big Four. Katsuki, Big Four? Hisashi, the 4 strongest students at UA. Mirio is the 2nd strongest. Izuku, what's your quirk? Mirio, permeation. He explains his quirk and Izuku writes it all down into his notebook, which showed up out of nowhere. Katsuki whispers seriously, where does he put his notebooks? Hisashi shrugs. Mirio, so are we all set? Hisashi nods and Mirio's head is pulled out of the wall. They all then go over to the guild construction place. Nasha, so Katsuki's on board? Hisashi nods. Mirio, and so am I. Are you all ready? Everyone. Hisashi, yeah. Hisashi, hold on. There's one more thing I need to discuss. But I need to do it in private with Izuku. The others nod and Hisashi takes Izuku to an area where no one could hear them. Izuku, so, what is it you wanted to talk about, Dad? Hisashi, simple. I'm going to help you with controlling One for All better. Raid plan. Izuku, what? What's One for All? Hisashi put his hand on Izuku's shoulder. Hisashi, you don't have to lie to me. I've known about that quirk long before you got it, so does Mirio. Besides, All Might's an old friend of mine. Izuku, HHEIS? Why didn't you tell me? Hisashi, because I know you, Izuku. You would ask me questions for hours every day and asked me to bring him over. We have our own lives. Izuku rubbed the back of his head. Izuku, okay, fair point. But, Hisashi, if you're wondering if I know about what he said to you when you met him, and he said you couldn't be a hero, yes. I know. And I told him that if he so much as thinks about saying something like that to you again, I'm telling your mother. They both shiver. Izuku, don't you think that's a little extreme? Hisashi, for my family, I'll do anything. Anyways, let's focus on getting a better handle on your quirk. Izuku, so, what did you have in mind? Hisashi, for starters, forget about the egg in the microwave. There are different visualizations that will give you a much better result. Izuku, got it. Hisashi, now, let's imagine the biology of your body. You have the body of a human, but you also have dragon lungs, dragon scales, and dragon claws. You're basically a union between a dragon and a human. Same with Nasha and Katsuki. Now, think about how One for All works. How it strengthens your physical abilities. But your body is a union of your arms, legs, torso, and head. Now you keep using One for All in a single part of your body. While that may work for your magic, the same cannot be said with One for All. Quirks and magic are more of an extension of your body. And do you only use a single part of your body whenever you try to do anything? Izuku, no. That makes your movements go stiff. Izuku then realized what he was saying. Izuku, and my movements with One for All have been going stiff due to me using it on only one part of my body. Like a switch. So I should combine One for All with my entire body whenever I'm using it so every part of me is enhanced. Including my magic. To do this, I'll imagine my biology. Where I am a human on the outside, but a dragon on the inside. He pictured his biology as red veins appeared around him. When they disappeared, his freckles turned to scales. Izuku, I feel powerful. Hisashi, great job, son. Now, what are you gonna call this form? Izuku, I want to call this full cowling, but I feel like there is already a name for this. Hisashi O? And what would that name be? Izuku, Dragon Force. Hisashi, a much better name. Wanna give it a try? Izuku, yeah. Hisashi, then hit me with your best shot. Izuku nodded and charged at him with incredible speed. Izuku, Fire Dragon Sword Horn. Hisashi tried to avoid it, but he failed. He was hit in the stomach and fell to the floor. Izuku, crud. Are you okay, Dad? Hisashi laughed. Hisashi, I'm fine. It'll take a lot more to take down your old man. But we don't have time for more training. We need to save our energy and save that little girl. Izuku, but your quirk is able to replenish my energy. Hisashi, yes, but I don't have Fire Dragon Slayer magic. I can't eat fire to replenish my energy. Izuku, oh yeah. Let's head back to the others. Hisashi, right. One more question though. Izuku, what? Hisashi, when are you and Nasha getting married? Izuku turned red. Izuku, what? Hisashi laughed a lot. Hisashi, I'm sorry. You make it way too easy sometimes. Izuku, not cool, Dad. Hisashi, anyways, let's go. They went back to the others. Nasha, are you guys ready? Izuku, I think so, yeah. Hisashi, then let's go. But let me get my hero suit on first. He left for about 5 minutes and came back wearing his hero costume, just the costume and goggles. With that, they left. They headed into an alleyway and took a bunch of turns. Izuku, so Mirio, why did Sir Naitai want you to get involved? Mirio, Sir has been investigating the Shy Hassaikai for a while now. He trusts me to help handle things. But he also wanted me to get some intel on you. Izuku, why me? Mirio, believe it or not, Sir is a massive fan of magic and he was in awe when he saw your magic on the news. He was also surprised to hear about you being Izuku, why yeah. Mirio, but when Hisashi told us that you're his son, Sir was completely on board. Izuku, just like that. Mirio, Sir has been friends with Hisashi for a long time. He trusts him and his family. That includes you. He also knows how much of a fan of Almight you are, and he respects that. Izuku chuckled in embarrassment. Nasha, hey Hisashi? How come we're walking into an alleyway? Hisashi, because the Yakuza is sneaky. They use the alleyways to conceal themselves so they won't alert the authorities. But we were able to find them thanks to the little girl's attempts to flee. When I came to Naitai to talk to him about this job, he told me where to find them. Izuku, that's great. Hisashi, yes. But we have to make sure we don't tell them she helped us. No telling what they'll do to the little girl. Katsuki, noted. Soon, they saw the building. They hid behind another building because of who they saw guarding it. Hisashi, Rikia Katsuki. Quirk, energy suck. By making physical contact with someone, he can suck out their energy. With the trigger drug, he can do this through inhalation alone. Mirio, he's one of the 8 bullets. Izuku, how many members will we need to deal with? Hisashi, the ones we have to be concerned about are 11. But some of them tend to team up. So here's the plan. While we may be outnumbered, we have much more power. So 2 of us will find the little girls. It can't be me, Mirio, or Grage. Grage, that's fair. Izuku and Katsuki, it is. Nasha, as dragon slayers, we have enhanced senses. Tracking the girl down should be a piece of cake for us. But why 2 of us, Hisashi? Because we might run into the leader, and he's not gonna let us get away with her without putting up a fight. Nasha, fair. Katsuki, so which of us will find the kid? Hisashi, I suggest Izuku and Nasha. They'll be able to replenish each other's energy. Izuku, he's got a point. Hisashi, but remember, Overhaul and his right-hand man, Hari Kurono, aka Chronostasis, will be with him. Katsuki, what's his quirk? Hisashi, Chronostasis. It grants the user arrow-shaped hair that can extend itself in a straight line and cut others, slowing down targets if hit. Izuku, any weakness? Hisashi, yes. In order for his quirk to activate, he needs to remain motionless. Katsuki, what about the rest? Hisashi goes on to explain all the quirks that the Shy Hassaikai has. Hisashi, so here's the plan. I'll handle Rikia. Katsuki, you handle Setsuno, Hojo, and Tabe. I would send Grage, but Setsuno would be able to turn his attacks against him. Katsuki is different as his limbs become weapons, so he can't lose them. But remember Katsuki, keep your distance from Tabe and stick with your quirk and roar attack. Katsuki, alright. Hisashi Mirio. You take on Rappa and Tengai. Your permeation quirk will be the key to winning against them. Mirio saluted. Grage, what about me? Hisashi, find and take down Nemoto and Mimic. Those two are dangerous for different reasons. Grage, gotcha. Katsuki, but what about Sakaki? Hisashi, I'll track him down once I take down Rikia. Are you ready, kids? Once we start, there is no going back. If you want to back out, this is your final chance. They all looked at each other before knowing what each other's answer was. Izuku, we aren't backing down. If we can't save one small girl that's in need of our help, how can we call ourselves heroes? The others nodded in agreement. Hisashi, heh. I should have known that you'd say that. Alright. First things first. I have to engage in combat. Hisashi then runs towards Rikia. Hisashi, hey! Rikia turns to Hisashi. Rikia, ugh? Another intruder. Hisashi lets loose a massive stream of fire that blasts Rikia far back. Hisashi, now kids, they charge into the building. Rikia, what the hell? Hisashi, so, Rikia Katsukame. Right now, it's you and me. Come at me. Rikia charged at Hisashi, but he dodged his punch and blasted him with his fire breath quirk. Rikia, GH. Rikia jumped up in retaliation and put his hands together in an attempt to slam the down on Hisashi, but he decided to mess around a little and spun like a top while using his quirk so it would hit Rikia over and over again. Rikia was sent flying and fell to the ground. He then got up to see Hisashi use his quirk on his hand. The gloves he was wearing absorbed his flames and they were set ablaze. Rikia, now I recognize you. You're the fire-breathing hero, Inferno. Hisashi smirks. Hisashi, damn right. He rushed to Rikia and punched him in the face before jumping back. Rikia, guess I'd better use. He dug into his pocket but found nothing. Rikia, what the? Where is it? Hisashi, looking for this? Rikia looked at Hisashi to see him holding. Rikia, no. Hisashi, when I punched you, I dug into your pocket to get the trigger. He dropped the serum and stomped on it, destroying it. Hisashi, I'm not someone who relies solely on strength. I rely on my brain just as much. That's how you can save the day. He then looked down at his shoes and used his quirk on them, setting them ablaze. He shot towards Rikia with a burst of speed. Unfortunately, Rikia sent an emergency signal to overhaul, so now everyone knows what's going on. Luckily, it shouldn't be too big of a problem for them. Hisashi then punched Rikia in the face and not only knocked him out, but destroyed his mask. Hisashi, that takes care of him. He put quirk-canceling cuffs on him. Hisashi, now to find Sakaki. He rushed into the building. The raid. The kids ran through the building, taking down everyone that came to them. Eventually, they stopped. Izuku, okay. So Dad was able to explain who we need to look for. Kaken, remember to search for the scent of 3 people in one place with the massive scent of malice. Katsuki, right? He sniffed in the air and then, Katsuki, got it. I'm on my way to them. Izuku, good luck, Kaken. Katsuki, you too, Izuku. He ran off to find Setsuno, Hojo, and Tabe. Mirio, so where are the other 2? Nasha, they are directly below us. Mirio, not a problem. Izuku, wait, does your quirk affect your clothes? Mirio, most of them, no. But I'm in my hero costume. So don't worry about me accidentally flashing anyone. He jumped, and instead of landing on the ground, he fell right through it. Grage, alright. Izuku, Nasha. Where are Nemoto and Mimic? Izuku, I can smell Nemoto in the far right of the building. Nasha, and Mimic is not far from him. Grage nodded. Grage, good luck, guys. He then left. Nasha, now to find the little girl. Izuku, already found her. Her fear and sadness is impossible to miss. Nasha agreed. Let's go. With that, they ran off. With Katsuki. Katsuki rushed through the building and found Setsuno, Hojo, and Tabe. Setsuno, so it's true. We are being raided. Katsuki, how did you know? Hojo, we got an emergency signal. But I doubt we can handle you. Katsuki smirked. Katsuki, if that's what you think, then you've already lost. Hojo charged at Katsuki with his fist covered in crystals. Hojo, take this. Katsuki scoffed. Katsuki, iron dragon scales. He was now made of iron and the crystals shattered upon impact as well as hurt Hojo's hand because he punched iron. Hojo, GH, he jumped back. Tabe, you okay? Hojo, no. I just punched iron. Setsuno, that quirk is impressive. Katsuki smirks. Katsuki, Actually, this is my quirk. Tabe, then what was? Katsuki, like hell, I'm gonna tell you. Tabe rushed at him. Tabe, well, I could use some iron for my body. Before he could bite Katsuki, he used his explosion quirk to send him up in the air. Katsuki, you want it? Then take it. Iron Dragon Roar. He blasted Tabe with his attack and he was knocked out because he isn't able to eat that. Setsuno and Hojo. Tabe, Katsuki, your turn, you bastards. They stepped back a bit, but Katsuki rushed towards Setsuno and punched him hard, which knocked him out. Hojo, oh. Katsuki, Iron Dragon Club. Yeah, he wasn't getting back up. Katsuki, told you. Hope the others are doing even better. Mirio fell through the floor and was met with Rappa and Tengai. Tengai, so you're one of the people who are raiding us. Mirio, yep. And my mission right now is to take you down. Rappa, let's fight then. Tengai, good grief. Mirio rushed at Rappa but a shield was formed around Rappa. Rappa, hey! No shields. Tengai, you need to stop rushing headfirst into these battles. Rappa groaned but saw that Mirio was right in front of him and was punched in the face. Tengai, what? Mirio, no barrier can stop me. The fight was pretty easy for Mirio. He kept phasing through their moves and eventually punched their lights out. Mirio, power! With Grage. Grage has found Nemoto. Nemoto, so you're one of the brats that is raiding us. Grage, yeah? So, Nemoto started to use his quirk. Nemoto, how many of you are there? Grage, 6 of us. Crap. I have to act fast. Ice Make. Nemoto, shit. I have to act fast. What's your quirk? Gray, I'm quirkless. Spinner. The attack landed and he was knocked out. Grage, now to find Mimic. He rushed off again, with Izuku and Nasha. They just made it to the door where the girl was being trapped. Izuku, she's in there. Nasha, here goes. They opened the door and saw. Eri, who are you? What do you want with me? Nasha, she looks so scared. Izuku walked towards her, and she tried to back away. But she hit her back against the wall. Izuku reached out his hand and Eri braced herself but felt no pain. Just her head being rubbed. Eri looked at Izuku and saw him give a soft smile. Izuku, I'm Izuku Midoriya. This is Natsu Dragneel. We got your help request. Eri's eyes widened. Eri, does that mean you're here to rescue me? Nasha walked towards her and hugged her. Nasha, that's right. We are. Eri started to cry as she hugged Nasha back. Eri, thank you. Sniff. Izuku, alright. Hop on my back. We're getting you out of here. Eri nodded and climbed on Izuku's back. But just as they left the room, Overhaul, I don't think so, you brats. You will be giving me my cure back. Now, Nasha, shit. Izuku Kai Chisaki. Aka Overhaul. Quirk Overhaul. Overhaul gives you the ability to disassemble, and then reassemble matter with your bare hands. If you take a target apart, you can leave it destroyed, restore it to its original form, or reshape it. Living beings are not excluded. Considering your form, you have merged with Nemoto. Otherwise, you wouldn't have those mouths on your hand. So you can use his quirk as well. But that means that Grage won against Nemoto because I can still smell his scent. Overhaul, impressive. But you aren't getting away with my cure. Eri, you have to let me go. Or else you'll die. Nasha, even if we wanted to, I doubt he'd let us leave. He put his hand on the wall and a bunch of spikes came at them. Izuku, ready Nasha? Nasha, ready. Izuku and Nasha fire Dragon Roar. They blasted the spikes to bits with their fire. Overhaul was able to avoid the attack, unfortunately. Izuku put Eri down. Izuku, don't worry Eri. Everything will be alright. He turned to face Ohal and set his fists on fire. With Hisashi. Hisashi was running around the building when he found Chronostasis. Hisashi, Chronostasis? Chronostasis. A clever trick. Trying to divide and conquer. But we can do that too. Hisashi ran after Chronostasis, but he started to struggle with standing. Chronostasis. Seems like you are having trouble with Sakiki's quirk. Hisashi looked up to see. Hisashi, well, that's disturbing. Chronostasis' hair extended and was about to stab Hisashi. Luckily, Hisashi rolled out of the way, managed to get up, and jumped up to Sakiki. He then kicked him towards Chronostasis, and the wine bottle he was drinking from spilled all over them. Chronostasis, is that it? Get us wet, Hisashi smirked. Chronostasis, what's with that look? Hisashi, didn't anyone tell you that alcohol is flammable? Chronostasis and Sakiki's eyes widened. Sakiki, you wouldn't. Hisashi, yes I would. He breathed fire at them and they caught on fire. Eventually, they passed out from the pain. Hisashi, ugh. Much better. But if chronostasis isn't with Overhaul, where is he? I better find them. With Greige, Mimic had used his trigger drug and was manipulating the room Greige was in. But he wasn't panicking. Greige, it's just like Hisashi said. He used the trigger quirk. But he has his weaknesses. If he's not visible, his senses aren't able to work. Like breathing. He needs to breathe to survive. So I have to find him. If I can't see him, I have to get him to talk. And I think I know how I can dash. Mimic, put your shirt back on. Greige heard it, and didn't pay attention and found where he was. Greige, Ice Make. He jumped at Mimic. Greige, Cold Excalibur. He landed his hit on Mimic, and he fell down unconscious. Then he realized he was shirtless. Greige, I'm not sure if I should be mad or thankful right now. He shakes his head. Greige, I wonder how the others are doing. With Izuku and Nasha, things weren't looking too good. They were able to counter most of Overhaul's attacks, but they were still getting hit at times, whereas Overhaul was just fine. And on top of that, he wasn't giving Izuku the time to activate Dragon Force. Yes, they can recover their energy. But that doesn't mean they are able to heal from their injuries. And they also have to keep their distance from Overhaul, unless they want to become a blood-stained mess on the walls. Eri could only watch as they were slowly losing their ability to continue fighting. Eri, stop! Please! Just let me go and leave. Nasha, not happening. We came here to save you, Izuku, and we aren't leaving without you. Nasha, Fire Dragon Wing attack. Overhaul avoided it but was then punched by Izuku. Izuku, Fire Dragon Iron Fist. Overhaul was sent back, but he had a plan. He touched the ground but it seemed like nothing happened. But they were stabbed in their legs from behind. Izuku and Nasha, they fell to the ground. Eri, no. Overhaul. More people are about to die. And it's your fault, Eri. The two Fire Dragon Slayers tried to get up. Izuku, BAS Tard. Overhaul. They only came here because you were being selfish and tried to get help. Nasha, don't you dare say that. She deserves to be free. Overhaul glared at her. Overhaul, goodbye. Overhaul sent a massive wave of spikes at Izuku and Nasha. Eri, no! Eri got in the way, shocking everyone. Eri, SDOOP! The massive gust of wind destroyed the spikes and launched Overhaul into a wall. Overhaul, what the? Eri covered her mouth in surprise. Izuku, Nasha, was that Dragon Slayer magic? Nasha, it was. It was Sky Dragon Slayer magic. Could that mean that Wendy's spirit resides within her? Eri then ran over to Izuku and Nasha to check on them before her hands started glowing green. Then all their wounds healed. Eri, what's happening to me? Izuku, Eri will explain later. But thanks to you we can turn the tides. The two got up. Izuku, now's my chance. Nasha, for what? Izuku, this. He then activated Dragon Force. Nasha, that's Dragon Force. Izuku, let's finish this. Eri, but Overhaul got up and tried to attack them but Izuku disappeared with Nasha. Overhaul, what? Where did they go? He then looked up to see Nasha launching herself at them. Nasha, Dragon Slayer Secret Art. Crimson Lotus. Nasha, Exploding Flame Blade. The attack landed and did major damage to Overhaul, and an explosion launched him into the sky. Then Izuku appeared again and got under him. Since Overhaul couldn't touch anything, he was defenseless. Izuku, my turn. Dragon Slayer Secret Art. Crimson Lotus. Izuku, Phoenix Blade. Overhaul was slammed into the roof and the combined forces of those attacks knocked him out. He fell to the ground and would not move. The two Fire Dragon Slayers landed. Nasha, is it over? Izuku, I think it is. They sat down. Izuku, what a relief. He turned to Eri. Izuku, told you everything would be alright. Eri started to cry and hugged Izuku. Izuku rubbed her back to reassure her. After that, the police came and arrested everyone. Of course, before taking Overhaul, Eri used her quirk to separate him from Nemoto. After they arrested everyone, they walked back to the unfinished Fairy Tail Guild. Hisashi, so, she has Sky Dragon Slayer magic, huh? Izuku nodded. Greige, it must be Wendy's spirit. Nasha, there can't be any other explanation. Eri, who's Wendy? Nasha, a friend of our parents. She died a long time ago, but you seem to have her spirit residing within you. Eri started to get scared. Eri, is that bad? Izuku, if you asked me, it's a good thing. Kaken and I are the same. I have the spirit of Nasha's father residing within me, Katsuki, and I have the spirit of Gajio Red Fox residing within me. Eri, so I'm safe? Izuku nodded. Izuku, one day, we'll be able to communicate with them. Nasha, I look forward to that day. Mirio, so what do we do about Eri? Hisashi, I already spoke with Inko. Eri is able to stay with us. Izuku, Eri. Do you want to stay with us? Eri nodded. Eri, okay. Izuku smiled and picked her up. Izuku, well guys, we'll see you soon. Nasha, yeah? See you around. With that they all left for home, an offer for Achiko. It was finally time for the students to go back to school. Eri wanted to come with Izuku, but she was way too young, so Hisashi and Inko are watching over her. Toru, you guys. Did you watch the news last night? Ojiro, yeah? Toru, it was so cool that we got a few seconds of screen time. Though I'd bet nobody noticed me hanging out in the background. Shoji, probably not. Ojiro, it is difficult to stand out when you're just gloves. Denki, we're totally big deals. Those news channels love us. We're basically celebrities. Kirishima, yeah, it's kinda crazy, right? Kyoka, Denki, don't you remember what happened to you during the festival? Denki, not exactly. After I fried those villains, everything was a blur. Siro, who knows what would have happened if Sting and Rogue hadn't shown up? Mineta, why'd you say that? I'm gonna pee myself just thinking about it. Katsuki, oich, shut up. Grow a pair. Sato, did you guys see Sting and Rogue take on that bird guy? That dude was super strong and those two beat him with ease. Tokoyami, yes. Their strength is truly a thing of wonder. Ida, attention. Homeroom class is about to begin. Everyone stop talking and take your seats. Nasha, we're already sitting, dummy. Ida sat down. Ida, dang it. Achiko, don't sweat it. Mina, hey Tsu? Who do you think is gonna teach class today? Tsu, no idea. Mr. Aizawa's still in the hospital recovering from his injuries. The door opened to show Mr. Aizawa with his face covered in bandages. Aizawa, good morning, class. Students, Mr. Aizawa, what are you doing here? Denki, whoa. What a pro. Ida, Mr. Aizawa. I'm glad you're okay. Grage, he doesn't look okay to me. Aizawa, my well-being is irrelevant. What's more important is that your fight isn't over yet. Katsuki, our fight? Izuku, don't tell me. Nasha, more villains? Aizawa, the UA Sports Festival is about to start. Students, why would you scare us like that? Kirishima, let's go kick some ass. Denki, hang on. Kyoka, is it really such a good idea to hold the sports festival so soon after the villains snuck inside? Ojiro, they could attack once we're all in the same place. Grage, I don't think so. Heroes all over the country will be here in person watching. They were barely able to hold us down when it was just 13 and Aizawa. Nasha, not to mention most of the members were captured. Including Nomu. Aizawa, what they're saying is correct. Plus, they're beefing up security compared to past years. This event is a huge opportunity for all students at UA. It's not something we can cancel, because of a few villains. Mineta, I'm sorry, but why not? It's just a sports festival. Izuku, huh? Mineta, don't you know how important this competition is? Mineta, of course I do. I just don't want to get murdered. Aizawa, our sports festival is one of the most watched events in the entire world. In the past, everyone obsessed over the Olympic Games. But then quirks and wizards started appearing. Now, the Olympics have been drastically reduced in terms of scale and viewership. For anyone who cares about competition, there's only two tournaments that matter. The UA Sports Festival and the Grand Magic Games. But the latter can't be done without being a part of a guild. Momo, that's right. And top heroes and wizards everywhere will be watching. This is where you get scouted. Mineta, sure, unless you're dead. Denki, she's right. After graduating, a lot of people join pro agencies as a sidekick. Kyoka, yeah, but that's as far as some people go. They miss their chance to go indie and stay eternal sidekicks. Actually, that's probably where you're headed. You're kinda dumb. Unless Laxus is in control. Denki, hey, Aizawa, it's true that joining a famous hero agency can garner you greater experience and popularity. That's why the festival matters. If you want to go pro one day, then this event could open the path for you. 1 chance a year. 3 chances in a lifetime. No aspiring hero can afford to miss this festival. So you better not slack off on your training. Students, yes sir. Aizawa, class dismissed. Time skip to lunch. Kirishima, that villain stuff sucked, sure, but I'm pumped for Theses Games. Siro, we put on a good show, and we're basically on the road to being pros. Sato, yeah, This is why I'm even here in the first place. Tokoemi, we get so few chances. We have to make the most of this. Toru, oh man, Ojiros, I'm getting kind of nervous about the festival. I have to come up with a way to get noticed. Maybe with a cheer. Ojiro, sure. Maybe you should be looking at a shinier costume or something? Otherwise, you're gonna have to try really hard. Kyoka, there's so much I don't understand. How did Laxus die anyway? Izuku, this is gonna be nuts. Everyone's so excited. Greige meh. I'm just here to be a hero. Didn't really think things would be so interesting. Nasha, you may be as cool as the ice you make, but I'm all fired up. What about you? Are you excited? Izuku, I guess. But after what happened a few days ago, it feels kinda hard to be nervous. Achiko, Izuku. Nasha. Great, they look towards Achiko. Achiko, let's do our best in the sports festival. Nasha, geez, girl. What's with that look? Greige, yeah, it's unlike you. Achiko shot her fist in the air. Achiko, everyone. I'm gonna do my best. Izuku, now that I think about it, there's something I've been wanting to know. Later, Izuku was walking to lunch with Nasha, Greige, and Achiko when he decided to ask her a question. Izuku, hey Achiko? Why did you want to become a hero anyways? Achiko froze. Achiko, Greige, I want to know as well. Nasha, spill. Achiko, for the money? Izuku, the money? You want to be a hero so you can get rich? Achiko, if we're cutting to the chase, then yeah. I'm sorry if it sounds greedy. I hope you don't think less of me now. Grey, nah. I get it. Nasha, same. Izuku, yeah? It's just kinda surprising. Achiko sighs. Achiko, you see, my family owns a construction company, but we haven't gotten any work lately, so we're flat broke. Anyway, this isn't really something I usually tell other people, but Greige construction, huh? Izuku, hey. If she got licensed, I bet she could use her quirk to bring costs down a lot. Nasha, hey, you're right. Greige, not only that. They could sell their heavy lifting equipment. She can make everything weightless. Achiko, I know, right? I've been telling Dad that since I was a kid. But he won't let me help them. So, she clenched her skirt. Achiko, I'm gonna become a pro. I'll sign with a good agency and make plenty of money. Then I'll be able to let my parents have an easy life. Greige, that's a very admirable goal. Izuku, hang on. Nasha, HM? Izuku, wait. I know how we can help them. Achiko, huh? No offense, Izuku, but if I can help them, Izuku, Achiko. There's something we have to tell you. Have you ever heard of the magic guild known as Fairy Tail? Achiko, a lot of people have. But it was destroyed a while ago. Why? Nasha and Greige facepalmed because they knew what Izuku was getting at. Nasha, Achiko. My parents, as well as Greige's parents, were members of Fairy Tail. Achiko, they were? Wait, that means that. Nasha, yeah? They're dead. But that's not the point. Izuku, well, it partially is. Achiko, what do you mean? Izuku, the spirit of Nasha's father, Natsu Dragneel, resides within my body. Achiko, what? Izuku, and the spirit of Gajio resides within Kaken's body. Achiko, whoa. Is that why you have that fire magic and he has that iron magic? Izuku nodded. Achiko, but why are you telling me this? Izuku, here's the thing. Nasha, Greige, me, and even my father are trying to rebuild Fairy Tail. Achiko, you are? Wow, Izuku, but we need the help from a construction company. Maybe we could ask your parents for help. Achiko gasped. Achiko, why you mean it? Izuku nodded. Izuku, and if all goes well, your parents' company will be known as the construction company that brought back Fairy Tail. If word gets out about that, your parents should get tons of more work. Fairy Tail was well known and a lot of people were saddened to see it go. Bringing it back should help them tremendously. Achiko, why you do that for us? Nasha, that's what friends do for each other. Greige, besides, Fairy Tail was our home. Well, mine and Nasha's. We want to bring it back. Achiko was starting to cry. Achiko, you guys sniff, thank you. She brought Izuku into a tight hug. Izuku turned red. Nasha couldn't help but feel a bit jealous. Greige was trying his best not to laugh. Then they heard someone. Hang on. Achiko let Izuku go, and they turned to see Kyoka. Izuku, Kyoka? Kyoka, you said that Natsu's spirit resides within you, right? Izuku, why yeah. Why, Kyoka, Denki? The spirit of Laxus resides within him. Nasha and Greige, what? Izuku, who's Laxus? Nasha, Laxus was the grandson of the guild master of Fairy Tail. Izuku, seriously? Grage. He was also the lightning dragon slayer. Izuku, whoa, Kyoka. I need your help with breaking the news to Denki. He still has no idea. Izuku, alright. We'll let him know. They go off to find Denki and inform him of everything. He was surprised, obviously, but he was able to get a hold of himself and thank them for letting him know. Izuku, so, we have to train hard. Especially you and me, Denki. When we get strong enough, we can communicate with them. Denki, that sounds awesome. We better train hard then. After school, they were surrounded by a bunch of students blocking the way to their exit. Luckily, they were able to disperse the situation without too much trouble. But not before Hitoshi Shinso declared war on the class.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.